Your family are noticing changes? It could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 52 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. 4 people have died in a car crash that happened in Sewickley Township, Westmoreland County. Crash happened around 3:30 Saturday morning at about a half mile west of Stone Lane. Investigators say a single vehicle struck a tree, which was followed by a fire engulfing the vehicle. When first responders arrived, 4 people inside the car were pronounced dead at the scene. The 4 people who died have not been publicly identified. Right now, state police are investigating the cause of the crash. An investigation is underway after 2 mobile homes caught fire in Middlesex Township, Butler County on Saturday afternoon. No injuries reported. Unclear if the mobile homes were occupied at the time of the fire. A 19-year-old man is in custody, charged with criminal homicide in the death of a 20-year-old woman. Jaden Knight, according to police, shot Maya Parker inside an apartment on Singer Avenue Friday night around 8 o'clock. Parker was taken to Allegheny General Hospital, where she died about an hour later. Police found Knight standing at a nearby bus stop in McKees Rocks, and Knight allegedly told police, quote, "I'm the one you're looking for. I did it," end quote. Knight has a preliminary hearing scheduled for April 8th. Well, former FBI Director Robert Mueller, who also served as special counsel for the Justice Department, has died. Here's CBS News correspondent Christian Benavidez with a look back on his life.
Mueller served as FBI director from 2001 to 2013. In 2017, the Justice Department appointed him special counsel to investigate potential coordination between Russia and the Trump team during the 2016 presidential election. The nearly 2-year investigation resulted in 7 guilty pleas and charges against 34 individuals and 3 separate companies, but it did not find that the Trump campaign or anyone associated with it conspired or coordinated with Russia to influence the 2016 election. Christian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach.
KDK Radio News Time 7:02. It's time to visit RomeMonuments.com. Life is a journey to remember. Memorialize that journey. RomeMonuments.com. The AccuWeather forecast coming up next.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a Best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Any early sun gives way to clouds today with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm late in the day and into the evening with a high of 79, near the record of 82. Then cloudy for tonight and sharply colder with a low of 36. Before some sun returns during a cooler day tomorrow, the high 43, with some sun on Tuesday, high 51. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's time to get greened. Doug Oster is here. All natural, no pesticides, no artificial ingredients. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, now today we should have wall-to-wall phone calls, okay? Because it's going to be 80 degrees. People are going to be walking around the yard saying that's where the tomatoes are going to go, that's where the green beans are going to go. So if you have a gardening question, and why would you not? Going to be 80 degrees today, weeks away from Easter, and it won't be long. We'll be full planting, full steam ahead. Get on the line. They're all available. 866-391-1020. And if you're the 10th caller at 412-922-1020, you win a $25 gift certificate to Sorgel. So, Doug, it's simply put, spring officially has now arrived as of yesterday, and it's going to be warm today, even though we're going to get some colder weather later. It won't be long before we will be underway. Good morning.
Good morning. We're starting the show like I wish we could have last week with your gift of maple syrup.
Oh,
that's
that
from
was
Noah Carabinos and his assistant Bob, the Onion Kings of Pittsburgh. And you remember the story from last week where I broke a bottle of it in my computer bag, which I'm still dealing with. It's hard to get that stuff off everything.
Here, I'm going to show the folks watching this stream. Go ahead, keep talking.
And this is the good stuff. This is, I can't wait to hear about, and I wish there was more of it. I split what I got from them to give you, and that is the good stuff. There's nothing like that. It's completely different than like maple syrup, like you're going to get like as a, I don't know. This is the real deal. You're going to love it. So I expect a report next week.
By the way, this is how you should live your life. Are you ready? Your maple syrup jar half full as opposed to half empty. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this, and this will go to good use because I could use a little sweetness in my life. So what else is going on?
Well, speaking of Sorgels, I am having a garden pop up there next Sunday. And it's going to be so much fun. Next Sunday, 1 p.m. at Sorgels, I've got a ton of free, rare heirloom tomato and pepper seeds to give away. And then I'm going to do a free seed starting demonstration. It's just a get-together about planting and about growing something that's completely different. Now, this all started when I met a gentleman who I just saw last week where I was speaking. But 2 years ago, I was up at Freedom Farms, dropping my truck off to get some work done up there, some welding, and I was on my way back, sitting there with a friend at Freedom Farms in their beer garden, which is a greenhouse filled with Sun Gold cherry tomatoes at the time, and Ken walks in, and he recognizes me, and he runs out to his truck. He goes, "Don't go anywhere." And he brings this giant tomato in, and I shoot a picture with him with the tomato. I go home, and I enjoy the tomato. I save the seeds. It's called Mary Ann's tomato. And 2 years later, Mark Barnett of Alabama, his friend, actually saw the picture, and he is trying to preserve all these different tomatoes with these stories. And so he said, "Would you send me some?" So I sent him some of that. I sent him Limbaugh Legacy Potato Top. And I sent him 3945, the tomato found on the battlefield in World War II, and he was excited. So he sent me back some tomatoes. Now, listen to these. These are what I'm giving away, and they're amazing. So the first one is called Mongolian Dwarf Tomato. And here's his description. Created by Novosibirsk breeders that also go by its Russian name, Mongolskaya Karlik. It's a great container variety if someone has limited space and has impressive fruit size for a plant its size. Great for slicing. It is quite hardy and is resistant and more cold tolerant. Makes sense, being from Eastern Europe. Grows low to the ground in a sprawling, dense growth habit. Grows about 2 feet tall. Tomatoes do not need to be tied up, and production can be legendary. The fruit itself has a good, solid flavor, and sweetness depends on the warmth of the season. This variety is highly sought after for its unique characteristics, and some grow it over the winter indoors as a winter slicer. So that's the first one, Mongolian dwarf. If you're into this growing crazy tomatoes like me, Mongolian dwarf, you're not going to find it anywhere else. That's why I've got lots of these seeds, and I can't get them out to you. There's too much going on. So we have to meet at Sorgel's next Sunday at 1 o'clock. The next tomato, Merced. If you're a fan of early to mid-season delicious red slicing tomatoes, Merced is absolute must-grow. This is an open-pollinated version of the old hybrid variety, Merced, which was originally released by Northrop King Seed Company. This one was a big deal in California years ago. This was a production tomato, but now they've bred it back to open-pollinated, meaning you can save the seeds year to year. The regular leaf, semi-determinate plants are fairly early, incredibly healthy, fairly compact. They go to about 5 feet. They load up with perfectly round, very dense tomatoes that are heavy for their size. They ripen to a beautiful red. Now the peppers. Serrat-Gat pepper. Never heard of it before. Serrat-Gat pepper is a canary yellow cayenne type from Kosovo. The chilies ripen from green to yellow and are 4 to 6 inches in average length. They're extremely productive, as most cayennes are. The chilies have a citrus, fruity flavor and nice upfront burn, like other cayenne types. The chilies are great for salsa seasoning and pickling. And this one, Sugar Rush Stripey Pepper. It is one of the most beautiful peppers. And all these, I've got all the pictures of them. All the information is at DougOster.com. Says by far one of the most beautiful and intriguing pepper varieties. Sugar Rush Stripey matures from creamy peach color to a gorgeous, it's like reddish striped. Oh, man, it's so cool looking. They grow about 4 to 6 inches in length, shaped like the other Sugar Rush varieties. It's like a long, 6-inch pod, but a fat pod, not a pointy one. They have the heat similar to a cayenne pepper. Thick-walled, hearty, and crunchy. Go with cheese and crackers, or even filled with cream cheese. Very productive. This pepper grows 4 to 5 feet tall. And the last pepper that I'm giving away from that series, Gabby Hot Wax. Medium hot yellow, lime-colored peppers ripen to orange, 50 to 80% larger than your typical Hungarian hot wax peppers. Extremely productive, even when it's cool. So that's just some of the peppers and tomato seeds I'm giving away. Plus, I will bring with me the Limbaugh Legacy potato top seeds. We talked about that over and over again. Plus, I will also bring 3945 seeds. If you have any seeds that you want to share with people, we're going to make this a seed swap and fun gardening day. Like I said, next Sunday, 1 o'clock at Sorgel's. We'll talk about it next Sunday, but you can see all the information at DougOster.com. Now, as always, I was able to plant my peas on St. Patrick's Day, but there was snow on the ground, and I got a nice surprise, and I posted it on Facebook. My grandkids came over, and we planted up the peat pots because we couldn't plant in the soil, and so they got to participate in this family tradition that goes back to my grandmother and probably well beyond that, where peas must be started on St. Patrick's Day. And so we it's a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, so you got to give them some latitude and pushing the seeds down too far, putting too many seeds in. But it was so much fun, and those peas are just sprouting now. Those are going to go into the ground today on this nice day. And I also yesterday planted not only another set of peas. I like this one pea called Oregon Sugar 2, and I've been growing them for 30 years, maybe longer. I was at the nursery looking for the seeds, and the woman behind the counter is like, "Can I help you with something?" I said, "I'm looking for a specific type of pea. And she's like, oh, I'll help you. And I said, it's Oregon Sugar Pod 2. And there's, like most nurseries, there's 3 different seed racks. And she's looking through. She goes, oh, here's an Oregon Sugar Pod. And I said, well, I'm looking for the other version, Oregon Sugar Pod 2s. And so I did find those. Got to put a couple of those packets in. Soaked them overnight as usual. Plenty of time to plant peas. I just do it on St. Patrick's Day or around St. Patrick's Day because they love cold weather and that tradition of my grandmother. And an amazing offer from Capricious Goats, free goat manure. Out in Clinton, PA.
That's hard to find.
Yeah, you bet it is. And so I say, Clinton, PA, go to Janoski's, get some stuff, and then go get some free goat manure. They will load it for you. So if you have a truck or some kind of way to carry that goat manure back with you, that's good stuff. They were at the Home and Garden Show, and I did a little video with them about they're overrun with goat manure, and it's the best thing for your garden. I'm going to go out there and get a couple loads myself to add to the garden.
You're not kidding. Billy poop. Unbelievable. This is where my career basically ends today.
It started out as a sports commentator and calling the games to talking about.
And this is when you show up on some couch after your career and they're giving you this is your life. How about the most memorable moment in your broadcasting career? We talked about goat poop one day on the program.
But this is important, Rob.
I know
this is important for gardeners.
I know that.
This is the part of your Saturday or Sunday morning show. All the different things you get to talk about. The food.
So what makes goat poo better than any other?
Yeah, it's no better than anything else. It's just good stuff to put in the garden, and they've got a ton of it, and I'm getting a bunch of it. So
how will you transport that?
In my pickup truck. They'll have a loader. They'll throw it up there. It's basically 1 cubic yard of manure, and I'll team it up with a trip to Janoski's. I love going to Janoski's. It's in Clinton. When she said Beaver County, I was thinking, man, that's going to be a cruise. But then she said Clinton. It's one exit past the airport. It's quick to get out there. So
okay.
All right.
All right, listen, let's get a break in here, then we'll come back. So get on these phone lines, whatever you want to talk about. Let's get going. It's about gardening. It's going to be 80 today. You're thinking about it. So this is the first edition for spring 2026 of the Organic Gardener. All of our lines are open, and we want to talk gardening. 866-391-1020.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Quality Foods with 8 locations to serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Postseason college hoops action yesterday at the tourney. Second round featured wins by top seeds Michigan, Duke, and Houston, along with victories from Michigan State, Illinois, Nebraska, and an upset by Texas. Key scores included Michigan 95-72 over St. Louis, Duke a winner over TCU 81-58, and Texas over Gonzaga 74-68. And it was John Calipari's Arkansas Razorbacks over High Point 94-88. Paul Skeens gets his first win of the spring. Pirates defeat Toronto 8-3. O'Neal Cruz went yard, and Connor Griffin, Don Kelly says he will begin the season, the 19-year-old phenom, in AAA Indianapolis. Today they take on Boston at 1. Penn's Winnipeg 5-4 final. They win in a shootout. Carolina coming up today at 3. Riverhouse lost to Tampa Bay 3-0, and Sunjay I.M. is at 11 under. He's got a 2-shot lead heading into the final round of the Valspar Championship. More sports, 937thefan.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found GoodRx. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's GoodRx, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, let's go to Dave in Wilkinsburg. Dave, you're on KDK with Doug Oster. Go ahead.
Hello, Ed. Did they drink Genesee beer at Janoski's? The goats might be too smart to eat neonicotinoid foods. Neonicotinoid-treated foods. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Go ahead quickly, Dave. I got lots of folks.
So are possibly the sheep in Pennsylvania. Too smart to eat neonic-contaminated, pesticidal, hundreds of related chemicals foods.
Well, I'm sure everybody that's raising them have their handle on that. And yes, we are always looking out for those animals, especially when they pay it forward and do great things to help us.
Those neonics are a type of pesticide that is being used on plants all over the place. That's what he's talking about there.
Right.
Of course, as the organic gardener, that's not what we want to use. So we agree with Dave there and not using those kind of pesticides. And so I want to talk about daffodil season because it is so exciting for me. As I have often said, where I grew up, where my grandparents are buried, Lakeview Cemetery in Cleveland, where President Garfield's buried, they have a thing there called Daffodil Hill. And so I just keep planting daffodils every year, and I love it. And I had the first vase of daffodils in the dining room yesterday, and so it's so exciting to see the new ones that I planted last year for the first time and see what they look like. And so again, I've talked about it before, but don't let this spring pass you by without making a few notes or taking a few pictures about where things are blooming and where they aren't, because you'll never remember. It's a long season. And before you know it, we'll be into summer and planting tomatoes and everything like that. So just make a note. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at where these plants are growing and where they aren't and what I should be planting already in the fall. And again, in this time of the year, I always say, doesn't it sound crazy to be planting for the fall? When we're just getting started with the season. But daffodil season is so spectacular. And these are the earliest ones and did pretty well after that St. Patrick's Day snow. I was surprised. There was one I posted on Facebook yesterday, one that I've fallen in love with. It's Tete-a-Tete double. And one of the reasons to go to Phipps and see the seasonal shows is to discover new plants. And that's how I found this daffodil. It was in a spring show, 3-4 years ago. The spring show at Phipps starts this coming Saturday. And the spring show, I love all the shows, but there's something about that spring show that's just so wonderful. Everything in full bloom before it gets in full bloom out in the garden. And even though we're going to be 80 degrees today, the only thing that we're planting right now, and it's only if the soil is ready for it, and that means, you've heard it 1,000 times, if the soil sticks to the shovel, it's too wet. And so I'm planting things like lettuce seeds, arugula seeds, other leafy greens, beets, carrots, radishes. It's going to get really cold, and it's going to stay really cold for a long time here before we get to no frost. But by choosing plants that not only survive frost, but thrive in these cool conditions, this is extending the season, and that's what I love doing. I love extending the season, and the garlic is up. I'm hoping that my garlic's going to do good this year. I had a crop failure last year with, I think, just too much rain, but I'm not sure because it was in a really nice, fluffy, raised bed. So I'm keeping an eye on this garlic. It's looking good, but that's the only things that I'm planting outside. Inside, this is time to start. If you're an inside seed grower, are the things like peppers and tomatoes. A little early for my main crop of tomatoes, but you could get away with it. But certainly peppers, some different flowers that you might like, and I'll give this demonstration next Sunday at 1 o'clock at Sorgel's, a free planting demonstration. I'll just show you how I do it. Very, very easy. Number one thing you need is lighting. You need bright lighting. So all the nurseries, I've been out there already. They've got a nice LED light that you can purchase, and that'll make all the difference in the world. I did have a question from Bill. He wanted to know, can I plant my grass seed yet? And I say no. I think it's too early. Now, you could throw it down there, and as long as you kept it moist, eventually it would sprout. If it was me, I would want to wait until mid-April. The best time to do most of your lawn work is in the fall, but of course, that ship has sailed. So for the spring and getting that lawn in shape, it doesn't really need fertilizer early in the season because it's growing so great when things warm up. So I would wait, Bill, on that grass seed for a little bit until things warm up. You need soil temperatures to be warmer for that seed to sprout.
All right, what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. Now, if you want Doug to be here every week taking your calls about gardening, you need to participate. This is audience participation time, and spring is finally here as of yesterday, going to be 80 today. So if you have a gardening question and you're planning ahead, come on, let's go. Wake up, 866-391-1020. We'd love to hear from you today, 866-391-1020. Rob's coming up in the news, bottom of the hour. Next hour, Frank is here correcting all of those recipes that kind of went in the wrong direction, so we should have some fun with that. First time we've ever handled a topic like that. And then, of course, 9 o'clock, Dr. Bridget Shufo drops by. Healthy, weight loss, keeping it off, and getting you on the right track for the rest of your life. And then 10 o'clock, Accurate Solutions. Then today, it's the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. Pirates getting ready for the opener against the Mets later this week. And, of course, it's tournament basketball time in college hoops. Steelers, the draft, April 23rd. That countdown is underway. Some Penguins hockey news and notes. We've got you covered there as well, too, on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show that starts after local news at 11. But again, it's Doug. It's the Organic Gardener. All of our lines are available. First come, first serve. 866-391-1020. Your calls coming up next.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
You've got a big day.
So you use Unstoppable scent boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
boss, 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 bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's almost that time for us to feed the need with the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank on KDKA Radio. On March 24th, our Giant Eagle Feed the Need Radiothon will be raising money to provide meals for our neighbors in need. Text NEED to 50155 on our Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union text line, and your donation will provide meals locally. Brought to you in part by Rome Monument, Hampton Beer Outlet, and by MediConnect. Medicare made simple. Details at kdkaradio.com.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 52 degrees in Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. One person is in custody this morning after allegedly firing shots outside of a car window in Indiana, PA. Police say the shots were fired around 8th and School Street Saturday night around 10 p.m. No one was injured by the gunfire. This weekend is the unsanctioned IU Patties weekend, prompting a larger police presence on the IUP campus. State police are searching for a teen girl missing from Fayette County. 17-year-old Emily Solonic was last seen at the McDonald's in South Union Township. She's 5'6", 140 pounds, with hazel eyes, black hair. She could be wearing a black jacket and jeans. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to call police. A 19-year-old man is in custody charged with criminal homicide in the death of a 20-year-old woman. Jaden Knight, according to police, shot Maya Parker inside an apartment on Singer Avenue Friday nights. Parker was taken to Allegheny General Hospital, where she died about an hour later. Police found Knight standing near a bus stop in McKees Rocks, and Knight allegedly told police, quote, "I'm the one you're looking for. I did it," end quote. Knight has a preliminary hearing scheduled for April 8th. Pittsburgh police, as well as University of Pittsburgh police, had to disperse a large crowd that was gathered on Semple Street in Oakland Saturday afternoon. There were several thousand people at the location. The crowd didn't have a permit or permission to close the street. The crowd slowly dissipated and was cleared by about 4 o'clock. No reports of any injuries or altercations. Former FBI Director Robert Mueller, who also served as special counsel for the Justice Department, has died. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavidez has a look back on his life.
Mueller served as FBI Director from 2001 to 2013. In 2017, the Justice Department appointed him special counsel to investigate potential coordination between Russia and the Trump team during the 2016 presidential election. The nearly 2-year investigation resulted in 7 guilty pleas and charges against 34 individuals and 3 separate companies, but it did not find that the Trump campaign or anyone associated with it conspired or coordinated with Russia to influence the 2016 election. Christian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach.
KDK Radio News Time is 7:33. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
What could be better than walking into our greenhouse with lush plants, gardening supplies, and a beautiful rack of seeds? Hi, this is Randy Sorgel of Sorgels in Wexford, and if you're looking for something to do, Sorgels is the place to go. There's so much to do. Visit our market for fresh fruit and vegetables, our bakery for a delicious pie, our deli, our gluten-free store with over 2,000 gluten-free items. Browse our gift barn, and our home accents area is absolutely breathtaking. And did you know that we now sell high-quality baby clothing? If you have kids or grandkids, kids, you are missing out by not taking a look. Arsenal Cider's tasting room is open Wednesday through Sunday, and of course, Arrowhead Wine Shop is open every day. Visit us today. There are no crowds, and we especially want to thank you, our customers, for supporting our family, and a shout out to Mary, one of our special longtime customers. Check out the website, sorgels.com, for our information on our essential food program, and look for updates about our free pruning demonstration early March. Sorgels, 724-935-2090.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Any early sun fades behind clouds today with a couple of showers and a heavy late day or evening thunderstorm with a high of 79, near the record of 82, but it turns much colder tonight with a low of 36 before some sun returns later tomorrow. It's a cooler day with a high of 43, with sun at times Tuesday, high 51. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, here we go. Gonna have a great weekend, and when I catch you on Monday, Pirate Baseball. Colin Dunlap, I'll see you right after Pirate Baseball on Monday, right here, KDKA.
All right, 10th caller wins a gift card worth $25 to Janoski's in Clinton, 412-922-1020. We're going to be telling you about their gigantic garage sale a little bit. But right now, I want to remind you, you have a question for Doug. It's 866-391-1020. Do gardeners procrastinate this time of year?
I do.
Because you want to do it, but you just think, oh, here we go again.
It's not that. It's just there's a lot to do. My garden's a disaster. I got to get out there today and get some work done, and it's just, yeah. I mean, it was nice to get those peas, and the other thing I planted yesterday were sweet peas, which is a flower, and it only likes cold weather, and so I did some containers with sweet peas. I never have great luck with sweet peas. Last year was decent. As long as it stays cool in the spring, they do good, and they have a really nice fragrance. And again, we plant them like peas, plant them really early. But yes, we procrastinate a lot. But the nice thing is there is a long window for planting. It's not an emergency to get things planted. Geez, I have to clean out the greenhouse. I have to clean out the garden. And in my vegetable garden, as I always say, because it's a fenced-in 30 by 40 area, it has become not only a vegetable garden, it has become a hydrangea garden, a hosta garden, a lily garden, a tulip garden, and everything else the deer want to eat are planted in my vegetable garden because they've gotten so bad. This is also a time where they're coming out of this winter, and there are some things to eat in the forest, but spray. I'm using Bob X. There are lots of other things to spray to keep those plants safe, but I was thinking about that about 3 in the morning. I rolled over and I said, those hydrangeas out there, I better spray those because as soon as they leaf out, the deer are going to be after them. So just a reminder, I talked about it at the top of the show. Next Sunday, 1 o'clock, I'm doing a big free heirloom seed giveaway, some really wild stuff, Mongolian dwarf and Merced, and also I'll bring seeds to Limbaugh Legacy Potato Top and the 3945. I'm bringing all sorts of, and some other ones that I only have a few packets of that I'm not talking about, but lots of seeds. Giving them away next Sunday, 1 o'clock at Sorgel's, and teaching you how to start seeds, and just having a get-together with other gardeners. We'll just sit and we'll talk about gardening, and it'll be fun. I like to do these pop-ups, and they kind of pop up in my brain. I had all those tomato seeds, and I'm like, how am I going to, I don't want to keep them for another year. We have just, the window closes in April, and I want to get these seeds to people. And I know it might seem like a hardship for you if you live an hour away from Sorgles, but it's on a Sunday. Come after church. Come when you're ready. 1 o'clock's a good time, and we're going to have so much fun. I did want to discuss also my upcoming trip to the Christmas markets of Germany, France, and Switzerland. Oh, man. I'm telling you, just go to the website, go to DougOster.com, and just look at the pictures. Just look at what these Christmas markets look like. I've experienced Christmas markets before in Europe, and there's just nothing like it. There is just absolutely nothing like it. It's a traditional outdoor festival. Every part of the town has a different type of Christmas market, which is cool. But just the food and the crafts and ornaments and seeing all three countries, Germany, Switzerland, and France, are all three cool countries. And this trip has got a lot of interest. So just take a look at it at DougOster.com. There's a webinar there that shows you like every stop we make just to see if the trip's right for you. But it's going to be amazing. Well, Rob, let's see if we got anybody on the phones.
We do. Let's say hi to Jim in Hopewell. Hey, Jim, you're on the air. Good morning.
Morning. My question is about tomato plants. The sucker sprouts, do you pinch them off or do you let them go?
Jim, that's a great question because everybody does it differently. And I'll tell you about the theories on both ways to do it. Okay, so there's lots of gardeners that like to pinch those suckers off. The theory being the plant is not putting the energy into the sucker, which is a part of the plant that doesn't make tomatoes, and so it's just a foliage part of foliage on the plant, and so that's why people do it. Now, for people like me who don't pinch them, first off, it's because I'm lazy. Secondly, the plants also do need the foliage to shade the tomato itself. The tomato doesn't need sun to ripen. A lot of people think they do. They don't. And they can get sunburned. So really, Jim, you could do it either way. And if you've got the time to do it, and you think and you feel that when you've done this in the past that it's helping the tomato plant, which it makes sense, why not? Give it a shot. Now, are you growing anything special when it comes to tomatoes? What are you growing?
Well, I got your advice from Tomato Fest, and my favorite one from them is Greek Rosé.
Tell me about it. I don't know that one.
It grows at least the size of a baseball, sometimes as big as a softball.
Wow.
And it's like a pink reddish. And I've given them to my neighbors, and they wait every year for them.
When you were looking through Tomato Fest, when you were looking through that website, how did you settle on that one? Did it just sound good, or what was it about that? Was it the name, or what? How did you choose that one?
Well, my dad, who passed away at 99 and a half in 2017, he had these seeds. He called them a Greek pink tomato. And the seeds rotted, and I lost them.
Oh.
So I was looking for something similar to that, and I came across these, and they were the closest ones to that one from my dad.
Wow, that's awesome. But Jim, don't feel bad about that because that happens all the time, and seeds will do that. I can't tell you how many varieties that I really care about that I've also lost over the years, but the fact that you're going in and you're finding that tomato that's similar to it, that's pretty cool. And then I think it's pretty exciting, right, that it turned out to be such a great tomato?
Yes, it's real similar to what my dad had, yes.
Now, when do you start your seeds?
Well, I heard you today, but I already started them, and some of them were like a couple inches tall already. I hope I didn't start too early. No, that's fine. Like I said, there's a long window. And like Rob said, I'm a procrastinator, so maybe today I'll get some started, maybe tomorrow, but I do want to get some going, especially the early varieties. When do you start picking that Greek tomato? When is it early or mid-season or late? They're a little bit later, middle August probably.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Anything else you're growing that's special like that?
The other tomato I like is called Cindy's West Virginia.
That one I've grown before. That was from Tomato Fest, right?
Yeah, all these are from Tomato Fest.
Yeah.
I probably have 4 or 5, maybe 6 different varieties, but those 2 are my favorite.
You know, you probably heard me tell this story before, but I was good friends with Gary, who I wouldn't say good friends. We were friends, internet friends, who ran Tomato Fest. He passed away last year. And Jim, what I'm growing is I'm growing mostly Tomato Fest seeds, and one that has Gary's name in it, Gary Ipsen Gold. And
He sent me those this year. His wife did. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. And that's part of this whole gardening thing. Just about like you with your dad's Greek tomato, and then my trying to have a tribute for Gary. That's part of our whole. That's part of why we garden is these plants that remind us of other people that we love or loved, and it's the part of gardening that one of the parts of gardening that I enjoy the most is just these great memories that are made from this. Gary was a great guy. For decades he would send me, because he had this tomato festival in California, and it was Carmel, California, and the mayor was Clint Eastwood. And Clint Eastwood helped him get this tomato festival going. And so then he named a tomato after Clint Eastwood. Right. It's called Clint Eastwood Rowdy Red. And Jim, actually, he sent me a bunch of those seeds to give away a few years ago at the home show. So, Jim, I'm so happy that you're growing that Greek tomato and that you're into the Tomato Fest thing. And I want to wish you a great season. And keep me posted how things are going out there, okay?
All right, Jim, thank you. We've got Gloria, and we've got more calls coming in. We'll get to all of you as time permits when we get back on the other side. Our final break now. Of course, this is The Organic Gardener, Doug Oster, DougOster.com.
We're only 32 days until the draft. Everything you need to know surrounding the draft is right here. It's brought to you by Bill Few Associates Wealth Management, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
You know, your Pratt Pack's been telling you about Janoski's, pushing 30 years now. Hard to believe, because they're always doing something unique, so I want to keep you in the know. Like, don't forget that Janoski's Candy Shop. It opened yesterday, absolutely scrumptious, in the back of the farm market. And that bunny hop is on its way to the farm April 4th. We'll tell you more about that as we get closer. But today, it is their garage sale. And newly, gently used antique treasures hosted by the Janoski employees, cash only, located in the Lakeside Pavilion. Always a good time at Janoski's.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Quality Foods with 8 locations to serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Postseason college hoops action yesterday at the tourney. Second round featured wins by top seeds Michigan, Duke, and Houston, along with victories from Michigan State, Illinois, Nebraska, and an upset by Texas. Key scores included Michigan 95-72 over St. Louis, Duke a winner over TCU 81-58, and Texas over Gonzaga 74-68. And it was John Calipari's Arkansas Razorbacks over High Point, 94-88. Paul Skeens gets his first win of the spring. Pirates defeat Toronto 8-3. O'Neal Cruz went yard. And Connor Griffin, John Kelly says he will begin the season, the 19-year-old phenom, in AAA Indianapolis. Today they take on Boston at 1. Penn's Winnipeg 5-4 final. They win in a shootout. Carolina coming up today at 3. Riverhouse lost to Tampa Bay 3-0, and Sunjay I.M. is at 11 under. He's got a 2-shot lead heading into the final round of the Valspar Championship. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, here we go. Gloria in Brackenridge. Every time I hear the name Gloria, I want to go Gloria.
That's my mother's first name.
Well, who was that? The Zombies? Whose song was that? Gloria. Remember that song?
Yeah, there's a couple different versions, and I'm getting stumped. And that's
you talked to
Animals, maybe?
Yes, Eric Birdman.
There's a Burden.
Yeah,
but
Burden.
There's sorry.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, I hate correcting like that.
But that's good though, because the next time I know when somebody brings it up, I'll get it.
That's obnoxious. I shouldn't have done that.
Well, then shut up and get back to work.
All right, come on, Gloria. What's on your mind?
I want to tell you something, Mr. Doug Oster and Rob. I've been using coffee grounds for 2 years now. It seems to help my grass, but I didn't catch when you said wait on the grass seed. What month was that?
Next month, middle of April at the earliest for me. The soil temperature just has to warm up. As I said, though, the seed will sit there, and as long as it doesn't completely dry out, it'll sprout when it's ready. Sometimes people throw that down in November and wait till spring sprouting.
Yeah.
But
what do you think about coffee grounds?
Nothing wrong with coffee grounds. There's the science shows us that after they're brewed, all the acids out of them. So throwing them on anything you want to is fine. I prefer just to throw them with all the compost and make a big mixed thing. But nothing wrong with what you're doing, and obviously you're seeing the results, right?
Yes. Hey, did you ever hear of an oxheart tomato?
Oh, yeah. I love growing different oxhearts tomatoes. What is your story with oxhearts?
Well, my husband, he started with him and his dad, and I'll tell you what, it's like heaven when you take a bite of it.
No doubt about it, Gloria. I grow one called Heart of Italy, and it's an oxheart variety. And then this gentleman I was talking about this morning, Ken, he gave me a new pink version, and so I'm going to give that a shot. So thanks so much for your call.
All right, did you say, this is from Instant Access, soak your pea seeds overnight before planting?
Yes, that's the only seed I do that with. I soak peas overnight, and they will get to about 3 times the size of the dried ones, and it helps them sprout. Those sweet peas, I actually, you talk about procrastinating. I left those in the water for 2 days, and yet they look fine. They swell up, and it makes them sprout quicker because it's going to get cold.
Also, when's the best time to prune roses?
Again, when we start to see new growth, pretty soon. As soon as we start to see the little red shoots off there, you prune them. Not all roses need to be pruned, but just look at what kind of rose you have, and pretty soon here.
Laura Branigan, Gloria, and Van Morrison with the original.
Gloria. Van Morrison, okay.
All right, Barbara, Forest Hills, last call for Doug Oster. How are you, Barbara?
Very good. How are you doing today?
Good.
Thank you. I had 2 questions, please, about cool weather planting.
Mm-hmm.
I started some cabbage seeds indoor. They have true leaves, and they look real nice. When should I transplant those outside into the garden?
Take a look at the weather, what we have coming up this week. There's nothing left really that could kill a cabbage plant, no matter how cold it gets. But how long ago did you start them?
Oh, a month and a half ago.
I'd get them out as soon as I could. You don't want them to get stunted in there. So you got 40s, 50s. They'll be fine. Some days you might want to give them a little protection if it gets down to like 10, which happens sometimes in March. And so just keep an eye on them as far as the weather goes, but they'll be fine. Cabbage is a heavy feeder. We want to put a lot of compost into the soil when we put those cabbages in. Do you know, is there any kind of special variety that you grew, or do you know?
Nothing special, but 2 are green and 2 are red.
Oh, that's awesome. That's going to be fun. What was your second question?
The second question, I don't know if you answered it already because I've been listening. So I have other cool crop seeds such as carrots, radishes, beets. When can those go outside direct sow?
Those are direct sow right now, but again, after we get a storm today, the soil is probably going to be too wet to work. And so, like I say 100 times during the spring, when you get in there with that shovel and you turn it over, and if it sticks to the shovel, it's too wet. But the trick is to start that early stuff this time of the year is basically just go down the road, get a couple bags of compost, throw it on top of that area that you were going to turn over, and plant directly in that. Like if you want to get going today when it's going to be 80, and instead of, actually we're looking at the weather right now, 52, 51, 59, 60. Oh, this is all good weather right now for planting and putting this stuff in. You'll be fine. And like I said, just be sure the soil's ready for those seeds. Good for you though too, starting all that early stuff. That's the part I really enjoy about gardening too, is getting started early, seeing things sprout early. Those radishes will be up quick and they'll be out quick too. Real quick, Barbara, my trick for radishes and carrots is to combine both of those packets of seeds and plant them together. The radishes come up first. We got to do a lot of thinning, but the radishes come up first, and they'll be out in 30 to 45 days, and it takes 3 weeks at least for the carrots to sprout in this weather. And then you'll be pulling your radishes out, and your carrots will come up, and then you can thin those out too. And those thinnings are tasty, Barbara. Like a radish, when it gets older, you only can eat the bottom part, the root. But when they're really little, when they're up to about 2 weeks old, maybe a little older, the whole thing from bottom to top is edible. And the same with a carrot seedling. We call them microgreens. And so when you do put, it's going to be hundreds of seeds if you combine both packets. When you do those thinnings, they are just like the star of the salad. They are just absolutely wonderful. Thank you for your call. And remember, organic gardeners, you make our world brighter and safer with each seed you sow and every garden you grow.
So what are you going to start on today in the garden first?
I'm probably going to actually blow leaves because that I had it all clear, and then we had that windstorm, and they're all over the house and the windows and the basement and everything. So the first thing I'm probably going to do is get the leaves moved. Then I'm going to get out into the garden, get things cleaned up. I'll definitely put some seeds in inside and outside, clean the greenhouse, and then pass out.
Okay. Remember the window wells that people used to have for the basement windows?
Yeah, those are all covered with
leaves.
Plastic now, so the leaves can't get down in there.
Oh, I remember those. One foot would end up on the right side of the dirt, and the other one would slip, and you immediately became a soprano.
You used to always find little snakes in there. I used to catch snakes down
frogs,
in there.
All kinds of good stuff. All right, stay with us, or toads in western Pennsylvania. News coming up next.
It's the biggest sporting event ever hosted by Pittsburgh. Hundreds of thousands will visit our great city. Millions will be watching worldwide. And NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is as excited as anyone that it's in Pittsburgh. The commissioner has unique ties to Pittsburgh, and Michael Bartley will have an exclusive interview with him about the upcoming draft and more. Live Monday morning at 9:30, only on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hello, this is Sarah Botkin, president of Botkin Family Wealth Management. I've been lucky in my life, and I'm grateful to the clients who've helped make our family-owned business a success. But like most of us, my beginnings weren't glamorous. I remember Ovi and I driving home from our small wedding ceremony 20 years ago when we spotted a great-looking grill out by the dumpster of our apartment. Should we change first or grab it now, Ovi asked. Now, I said, we don't want to lose it. In the pouring rain, we loaded that dirty grill into the back of our car. Ovi in his tux and me in my white dress, and we
we enjoyed it for the next 3 years. In those days, Ovi would drive me to work to save on parking and to spend time together since he worked nights as a waiter. Those were lean days, but they were filled with love, and remembering them makes me appreciate our blessings today. At Botkin Family Wealth Management, we're interested in hearing your story because understanding your beginnings is an important part of appreciating what it took to get where you are today. Visit us at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Larry Richard with Andy Amrine from EV True Value to talk about Sniper.
Sniper, that's your hospital-grade disinfectant, Larry. And yes, it's germ season. You need that bottle of Sniper, whether you want the travel size bottle that's TSA approved. You could put it in your purse, put it in your travel bag, take it with you. Or we got the quarts or the gallons for that big job on it. It's your true hospital-grade disinfectant, kills all germs.
Safe around kids and pets. Go to disinfectwithsniper.com or available at participating True Value hardware stores.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 53 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. 4 people died in a car crash in Swickley Township, Westmoreland County. It happened around 3:30 Saturday morning. Police say a single vehicle struck a tree, followed by a car catching on fire. When first responders got to the scene, they discovered 4 people inside the car who were pronounced dead. 4 people who died have not been publicly identified. State police are investigating the cause of the crash. A 19-year-old man is in custody after he's been charged with criminal homicide in the death of a 20-year-old woman. Jaden Knight, according to police, shot Maya Parker inside an apartment on Singer Avenue Friday night around 8 o'clock. Parker was taken to Allegheny General Hospital, where she died about an hour later. Police found Knight standing at a nearby bus stop in McKees Rocks, and allegedly he told police, quote, "I'm the one you're looking for. I did it," end quote. Knight has a preliminary hearing for April 8th. Well, state police are searching for a teen girl missing from Fayette County. She's 17-year-old Emily Solonic. Last seen at the McDonald's in South Union Township. She's 5'6", about 140 pounds, with hazel eyes, black hair. She could be wearing a black jacket and jeans. Anyone with information on her whereabouts should call police. One person is in custody this morning after allegedly firing shots outside of a car window in Indiana, PA. Police say the shots were fired around 8th and School Street Saturday night around 10 o'clock. No one was injured. This weekend is the unsanctioned IU Patties weekend, which prompts a larger police presence on the IUP campus. Investigations underway after 2 mobile homes caught fire in Middlesex Township in Butler County on Saturday afternoon. No injuries reported. Unclear if the mobile homes were occupied at the time of the fire. KDK Radio News Time is 8:02. We have the AccuWeather forecast next.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Any early sun gives way to clouds today with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm late in the day and into the evening with a high of 79, near the record of 82, then cloudy for tonight and sharply colder with a low of 36, before some sun returns during a cooler day tomorrow, the high 43, with some sun on Tuesday, high 51. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. The crew from Coons Market are here. It's the great food you grew up with and the recipes that make Pittsburgh someplace special.
Some pork, the latest pictures from Chuck, our UPS driver who always delivers. And I did forward that stuff to you, those wonderful things that he sent us yesterday. I did forward those, so let's just let the world know those pictures. Did I not, Frank?
I don't remember getting those.
Oh, see, terrible.
No, you sent them yesterday. Yeah,
I did.
They look delicious. All I needed was some butter and brown sugar.
Yams, whatever they were, right?
Yams.
Yeah, sweet potatoes.
Same thing.
Listen, I got so much stuff going on. I don't even know what day it is. Anyway, Chuck, we appreciate it. Thank you, sir. All right, so I'm just going to tell everybody, you call, you join us on the show, you could take home a $25 gift certificate. So tell the folks, we've never done this topic before, so explain to me what we're doing today. Correcting those mistakes.
Correcting the mistakes.
Yeah, recipes.
Yeah. Basically, it's going over things that you mess up, things that did you make by mistake, those kind of things. What things, what good comes out of it and all that, and discussing things like that.
So
something a little bit different.
Yeah. And let me just put it in terms that everybody can understand. Recipe disasters and how you can fix them. So you mix, you match, you add, you subtract, or something that was going to be something in the beginning but went in a different direction, and you fix it. One of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize, even if you slightly overcook something, there are ways to add to it to make it seem as though it was meant to be well done. I know a lot of people, if they burn something right away, they throw it out, because a lot of times you get distracted, you're running around, especially back in the days when you didn't have microwaves and air fryers and slow cookers. But you can really save just about anything because of what you can add to it, especially if it's overcooked, Frank.
Well, and overcooked, just making sure you're using some gravy, something like that, to soften it up. If it's burned, there's not a whole lot you can do. You can take off some of that. The burn's actually like a carbon buildup on it, which you can scrape some of that off. But then learning from those mistakes is a lot of the talent that you need and experience that you get. Why did it burn? Well, I left the temperature where it should be. The timing was what it was supposed to be. Why did it burn? What kind of, if you've seasoned it, what kind of rub did you put on there? Was there sugar in it? If there's a sugar in it, you need to turn temperature down. It's gonna brown. Or if it's something that are gonna burn, if it's something you want to, like a glaze you go on top, put it later on in the cook and trick it. Some things too, like if you're cooking a chicken, let's say you're roasting a chicken, it's still not getting color. Knowing the trick that, I'm going to, last 10 minutes, I'm going to turn on the broiler part of the oven to be able to toast that top. It's not really part of the cook. It's just a matter of toasting the top a little bit to get that brown color towards it, especially like a Thanksgiving turkey. There's a lot of people that cook them upside down, what I call upside down. They cook them breast side down. But the downside is you don't get that golden brown color, but you can always finish it off, flipping it at the very end just to brown it for like 10, 15 minutes on the broiler. So little tricks like that. Overcook, with the overcooking, of course, adding the different gravies and stuff like that, but learning, remember for next time, I got to cut back the temperature of my cook, or I need to go pick up a thermometer and find out what temperature my oven really is, or what the cooktop, I learned because I came from using gas for 25 years, and now cooking on an electric cooktop is a lot different. Doesn't sound like it would be, but it is. And, it's almost like it goes hotter. And then if you have to turn it down real quick, it doesn't go down real quick. You have to just remove it from the cooktop so that you can wait till it cools down that little bit. So learning those kind of things from those mistakes. And then, if you accidentally did I put sugar in or not? Or did I put salt in or not? And saying, okay, I think I put in double the shot of salt. Well, you need a sweetness to counteract that. So you need to add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of honey, some kind of a sweetness in the background. If you're cooking with things that are more acidic, you need a little bit of the sugar, or a sweetener to bring so it's not so powering like a vinegary taste in the background. Those kind of things. And then, it would be really interesting listening to a lot of the callers this week, this week, because everyone has their own little tricks. Everyone's made different mistakes, and what do they do to fix that? There's nothing worse than you're sitting there cooking Thanksgiving dinner and you just, the gravy separated. What the heck do I do now? And everyone's sitting there ready to, gnaw their fingers off because they're hungry just after watching football games or whatever. And you're going to, I'm going to have things delayed.
Right.
So, or running into disasters, like you run into it during the holidays where you don't have enough oven space, and pulling a little bit of your Chuck magic out and utilizing your outdoor grill to be able to finish a lot of your cooking. Those kind of things.
I got some great ones, like too much salt, spice, add a raw potato to absorb the salt, or add more liquid stock, cream, or water. Overcook mushy veggies, blend them with butter, cream, or broth to create a puree or soup. Burnt food, something I picked up. And I didn't get that from artificial intelligence, but some of this stuff is thanks to Gemini. But I mentioned burnt food. Burnt food, remove the burnt portions with a microplaner knife. Cover the taste with sauces, spice, or smoke-flavored ingredients. So you spend the money at the grocery store. Things go wrong. Sometimes you get busy. As I said, you take your eye off the prize. You can correct so many of these so-called disasters.
Yeah, you can, and a lot of times people either won't notice, or they might say, boy, this tastes a lot better than and you made it last time. What did you do? And instead of saying I messed up, it's like, a little trick here and there, change a little things up, make a little
Now,
different.
Listen, if my dad were here today, or maybe even your dad, this is what they would say. Too bad we didn't have artificial intelligence when you were born, because we could have changed you. Fix your disaster. All right, listen, I'm going to get to Kathy, Ramesh, and Chuck in just a moment. But I do want to mention the stores. We had a great St. Patrick's Day. Obviously, we're rolling into Easter. But I want to give Frank a chance to talk about all the stuff we have for the Easter holiday, and there is plenty of it. And we're going to do 2 more live Fabulous Fish Fry Friday broadcasts, 3 o'clock Eastern. We'll be at Hopewell this week, and then McKnight to wrap up the Lenten season. Those haddock fish sandwiches, walleye's been added this year, the mac and cheese, the halushki, pierogies. So heading into Easter, but also these fish fries have been a huge success, Frank.
Yeah, they have. And it's just, congratulations on my employees and all the employees out there that are doing the work. We talk about it. They're the ones that are actually frying it and working in front of the customers, making sure that they have a high quality. Your last critic is the one standing in front of you waiting for that sandwich. And, passing the test every single week because you see them come back is, very gratifying for them. But I like to give that shout out to them, that we do appreciate everything they do. It's a lot of hard work, because we don't buy in a fish that's pre-battered and we'll just throw it in the fryer and put it out there like 90% of our competitors do. We go and we batter it just like you're at one of the finest restaurants out there, and fry it correctly. And it's not easy, but you just ask the people coming every week. It's a better product. And thank you for that. Easter, we have all our different hams that'll be coming up. We'll be breaking our first ad for Easter on the 25th on Wednesday. And you'll see some great deals in there, all the different varieties you expect, all from Smith's, from Boar's Head to Smithfield. We have a great price on the Amish spiral ham, a great price on the Sugardale whole semis. And just take a look. you should have that flyer hitting your mailbox on Tuesdays. And we post it on our website as well, coonsmarket.com, on Tuesdays, and take a preview of that before you come into the store Wednesday.
And always a hometown team that you can find exclusively at Coons Market. I'm a big fan of Silver Star, too. So getting ready for the Easter season. All right, here's Kathy in Delmont. Making those disasters tasty again when it comes to recipes. The topic of conversation, Coons Cooking Hour. Kathy, good morning. Welcome to KDKA.
Hi, good morning. I have such a funny story. So this is, and by the way, there is no recovery except for humble pie. So this is either 1978 or 1979, Plum High School, Food 3 home ec class, right? Alexa, stop. So I don't remember the name of the teacher, but she was so nice. And I remember we had groups, and I had a group, and, there were like 3 groups. And there was a guy in my group, his name was Mike, and his last name starts with an S. And I know his last name, but I'm not going to say it every lot. But if he remembers, he'll remember this story. The menu progressed. So every week or every couple weeks, we would start with the appetizer. Okay, this week, we're making the appetizer. And then we'd spend a couple weeks on the main course came, and it was lemon pork. And in those days, I think pork was expensive. You guys would know more than me. Was pork expensive in the 80s?
It was a little bit more. It was a little more than it is now. Yeah.
Yeah, in the 70s rather, 79. So this dish was lemon pork. Turns out the lemon juice was concentrated. And I'm sure she gave us instructions and I wasn't paying attention. So I used the concentrated, like a third of a cup of concentrated, when I should have used a couple tablespoons, because, schools have economics, and so they buy cheap stuff so they make it last longer. So everybody was using this one bottle of concentrated lemon juice, and we were supposed to share it through the whole class. Anyway, this pork, you couldn't even eat it. It was so lemony. And the teacher was so nice to me and, our group, but I was in charge of the lemon juice, so it was my fault. And that teacher, teachers and nurses, you got to just give them credit. They have hearts of gold, and they're just. She didn't yell. She just said, "Oh, that lemon was concentrated." She didn't yell at me. I would have bawled out at that kid, but no, she did not yell. And I just really appreciate teachers, and I appreciate nurses too, because I'm sick right now, and I was just at the hospital. But anyway, that's my story.
All right, Kathy, good stuff. And you just take care of yourself, get better real soon. We're going to take a break. We're talking about those disasters, those recipes, and how you have fixed them, or they can be fixed. How about this? Unbaked brownies, microwave or rebake them for a few extra minutes, or scoop them out and use them as a ice cream topping. Anytime you can add ice cream to anything, that's a good thing. So, Chuck, Ramesh, moments away. We'd love to hear from you. 866-391-1020. Back with more in just a moment.
Your source for everything that's news. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Carpal tunnel syndrome.
heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Aetna has been my lifesaver. Easy to understand, and if not, customer service is always there to help.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We show up for you, because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Disaster recipes, straighten them out. That's our topic of conversation today. And I got another one for you. Stuck broken pie crust. Patch holes with extra dough and seal with egg whites and turn into a delicious treat. So there's always ways to fix them, and that's what we want to hear from you today. 866-391-1020. Here's Ramesh in McKees Rocks. Hello, how are you, sir?
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. One day, a friend of mine invited me. He said, "Hey, you make good rice pudding. Why don't you come to my place? We're having a small family get-together. Make me some rice pudding." Everything is all set to go. Saffron, spices, herbs, everything set to go. Last minute, the milk rips apart. What to do now? Luckily, we had some carom seeds and cinnamon sticks. Put it in that. Filter the milk, and add it to the rice pudding along with the other herbs and spices and with a little bit of clarified butter and molasses. Bam! It got over within, it made it for about 12 people. It got over within no time. So fixing is, if the milk rips, don't panic. Use some carom seeds or cinnamon. So it will suck the unwanted elements in the milk, filter it, reusable. You can do it on a daily basis also.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Ramesh. Good hearing from you. All right, so let's go to Chuck in Shaler. Chuck, how are you? Welcome to KDK's Coons Cooking Hour.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Frank. I'm doing excellent. How are you all doing?
Oh, doing wonderful.
The two things that come up, well, I could give you a lot of things I screwed up. If you're not burning, you're not learning, right?
Exactly. It's the only way to learn.
The one was I made a pork loin, and you know how there's no fat on the pork loins.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just dry. This was not good. So I cut it up in the, like 2 inches wide, put it in a pan with a bunch of onions and a couple beers, and let it simmer for about 2 hours. And it just sucked up all the juice and it come out so much better.
Yeah, there's things, when you try, sometimes you find something that's good, that works. Put that in the memory bank for next time.
That, and then one time I forgot some potatoes. I was making big potatoes. They wasn't quite done yet. So I turned the grill up, but I didn't move them over to the unheated, off the direct flame. I got sidetracked. Went back out there about 20 minutes later, and it looked like charcoal briquettes. I'm like, man, I really wanted a baked potato. So I cut them in half, and the insides were still pretty good. So I scooped out all the potatoes, put in a little bit of butter, milk, salt, and pepper, and stirred it up and kind of made mashed potatoes. But it was actually pretty good. Just had a little smoky flavor to them, but it was really good.
Yeah, you guys say you made smoked mashed potatoes.
But by accident.
Yeah.
That picture that I had Rob send you of the sweet potatoes, I could not find them anywhere in the area.
Oh,
Everything
actual
we
sweet.
have here is
we have yams,
sweet potatoes.
The actual sweet potatoes. There's a short season on them, from what I understand. We have them sometimes. They're usually from Jersey, and they're a lot more mild than what the yams are, and smaller.
Because actually, I forgot about them. They were sitting there for half of a year. They held up perfectly.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I made those, but the consistency is so much different than a yam. It's like more mushier, where like a yam's kind of stringy when you pull it apart.
And
it's a lot sweeter. That's the first time I ever actually had them in my life. Was having real sweet potatoes. I've always had yams.
Yeah, my dad would insist on sweet potatoes. It was around the holidays, around Thanksgiving, where they'd come in, and he'd always insist on getting the sweet potato instead of the yam, and which is where I learned a little bit from him, because again, you don't see them very often. Most people, what they're calling sweet potatoes are not. They're yams, they're very close. It's just like you said, they're not as vibrant orange. They're not as fibrous. Like for instance, I like especially a big yam. You got to cut that sucker, man. It's like sawing through wood.
Oh yeah, just trying to stab it, so it doesn't explode while you're baking it.
Yeah.
And but I eat them all year round. Just a little bit of butter on that, and I'm good to go.
Now, if you burn a yam, if you burn a yam on the grill and overcook it, man, you really you must have fell asleep for an hour.
Well,
so you go.
Oh, things can happen sometimes. We all make our mistakes. But the other thing I was going to say, the easiest thing you can do is use a crock pot. Always have stock or broth on hand. If something comes out a little bit more drier than you wanted, you can usually undo it with it. Unless you burn it, you can usually undo it in a crock pot.
Yeah, crock pots actually work very well, especially when you're containing that moisture in there. And you can duplicate what a crock pot is in the oven. It's just a little more, finicky on the temperature to get exactly where you want, and making sure you seal it with foil and don't poke through it. So you can duplicate it. But for the cost of what, you just pick up a cheap crock pot for things, you're $20, $30, and they're not that much, for those. You can get all the bells and whistles you don't need on it, but you don't really need to do that. Plus, for crock pots, you come and take something to someone's house, you leave your house, unplug it from your house, take it there, it's still warm because it was contained, you plug it back in there, put it on warm, you don't have to worry about sternos or anything else or reheating anything, and possibly drying it out. And again, like you said, if you have something that overcooked or anything, you can always do something with it, make a stew or something like that in the crock pot. That slow cooking and the different gravies and juices you're creating, the sauces, will soak into that meat actually sometimes better than if you were cooking with it. So, there's a lot of things it can do.
All right, Chuck, good hearing from you, buddy. Take care of yourself out there in Shaler, and when you're on the road working your UPS, we always love hearing from you. Speaking of gravy, I will have a solution when it comes to too thin sauce or gravy as we continue to talk disaster recipes and how you can fix them. A lot of good calls in that second segment, and we have a wide-open phone bank now as we head to segment 3 after our news at the bottom of the hour. So if you have a way to fix a recipe that turns out to be a disaster, but voila, you make it absolutely scrumptious, you need to give us a call, 866-391-1020. And don't forget, Fabulous Fish Fry Fridays this week, a little after 3 Eastern. We will be live on Facebook at the Hopewell location. Then we'll wrap up our world tour for the Lenten season. We'll be at the McKnight Road store on the 27th, and those Fabulous Fish Fry Fridays continue through the Lenten season, and really year-round, but especially during the Lenten season, all 8 locations. How do you find the one nearest you? You click on CoonsMarket.com. Disaster recipes and turning them around. What do you do to add the ABC to get it back on track? 866-391-1020.
Larry Richard for Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory. Refresh your home with beautiful custom window treatments made in Lachina's Pittsburgh factory. No middlemen, just unbeatable factory direct prices. Save on blinds, shades, shutters, and more. Professionally measured and installed by Lachina. Call 412-665-4900 or go to lachinadrapery.com to schedule a free shop at home appointment or visit one of Lachina's 2 showrooms. Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory. The quality you deserve, prices you'll appreciate.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania is committed to the communities they serve, ensuring that all their customers stay safe and warm in their homes during the cold winter months. To ensure that no one goes without heat when the temperatures drop, Columbia Gas offers energy efficiency and bill payment assistance programs to make their customers' lives easier. To learn more about the valuable services available through Columbia Gas, call 1-888-460-4332 or visit online at columbiagaspa.com.
Pittsburgh is on the clock. Our comprehensive draft coverage is powered by Bowser Chevrolet. It's more than just the players. It's the vibe of the city. Where to go? What to do? We have you covered. It's presented by Target Freight Management and brought to you by your local AAA travel office and by Groundworks, formerly Baker's Waterproofing. On the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 53 degrees, Pittsburgh International at 8:30. I'm Rob Taylor. 4 teenagers died in a car crash in Sewickley Township in Westmoreland County. That crash happened early Saturday morning around 3:30 on Durr Road, about a half mile west of Stone Lane. Investigators say a single vehicle struck a tree, which was followed by a fire. The 4 people inside the car were pronounced dead at the scene. They have not been publicly identified. State police are investigating the cause of the crash. A 19-year-old man is in custody charged with criminal homicide in the death of a 20-year-old woman. Jaden Knight, according to police, shot Maya Parker inside an apartment on Singer Avenue. This happened around 8 o'clock Friday night. Parker was taken to Allegheny General Hospital, where she died about an hour later. Now, police found Knight in McKees Rock standing at a nearby bus stop, and Knight allegedly told police, quote, "I'm the one you're looking for. I did it," end quote. Knight has a preliminary hearing scheduled for April 8th. State police searching for a teen girl missing from Fayette County. She's 17-year-old Emily Solonic, last seen at the McDonald's where she worked in South Union Township. She's 5'6", 140 pounds, hazel eyes and black hair. She could be wearing a black jacket and jeans, along with a McDonald's hoodie. Anyone with information on her whereabouts should call police. Well, Pittsburgh Police and University of Pittsburgh Police had to disperse a large crowd that was gathered on Semple Street in Oakland Saturday afternoon. Several thousand people were at the location. The crowd didn't have a permit or permission to close the street. Crowd slowly dispersed and was cleared by about 4 o'clock. No reports of any injuries or altercations. KDK Radio News Time is 8:32. We have the AccuWeather forecast on the way.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Any early sun fades behind clouds today with a couple of showers and a heavy late-day evening thunderstorm with a high of 79, near the record of 82, but it turns much colder tonight with a low of 36 before some sun returns later tomorrow. It's a cooler day with a high of 43, with sun at times Tuesday, high 51. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, here we go. Right back to the phone. Those disaster recipes, straighten them out. We want to hear from you. You want to have a chance to win that $25 gift certificate? Why, sure you do. Here's Ellie Northside up next on the Coons Cooking Hour. Hi, Ellie.
Hi. Good morning. I just wanted to call. I had to make sure I did about in case you would be adding too much salt to maybe soups, gravies, chili, or including preparing some meat. It'll take away the salt, but it has to be a raw potato. And I even remember years ago, around Easter, my mother even boiled a ham, a big ham in a big pot to get the salt out of it. But then once you do boil it, you got to be careful so you don't get hurt or, after you try to take the ham out of the pot. So I just thought I'd call in that.
Yeah, that's one that I didn't know about the potato removing that salt. I'm guessing it's must be the starch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it draws the salt out. And sometimes that happens.
And now you
more salt than you wanted.
Then when you're done to take the potato out, now you have a cooked potato. You don't even have to season. It's already got the salt in it, a little bit of butter. You're good to go.
All right.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ellie. Good stuff. All right, who's next? 866-391-1020. So here it is. Too thin sauce or gravy. Stir in a slurry of cornstarch and water or reduce it further on low heat. So why is cornstarch such a lifesaver? I hear cornstarch, people actually put it on bee stings. They put it on poison ivy. They put it in their sauce when it's not thick enough. They make their gravy thicker from it. Boy, cornstarch, who would have ever thought how many different things you can use with that cornstarch box in the cupboard?
Yeah, well, a lot of it ends up being a thickener. So, but the biggest point of it is really not adding any flavor to it. So you're not messing up your recipe as far as flavor. It's going to do a little bit, but nothing that's really noticeable unless you're really putting a lot in there. And, I learned, it was my sister and I, we worked Thanksgiving, we're making the gravy, and it completely separated. And it was like, I don't know what to do on this. It's just, here's some gravy, here's some oil on the side. It was just really bad. And my aunt Josie's there, and she comes over and says, "Here, give me that." And a little bit of water, and it was done. She says, "Zoop, done." And it was perfect. It's like, but these things you don't learn unless you make the mistake. And someone, we had my aunt, now you can, hey, Google, how do I fix this? Hey, Siri, how do I fix that? But in the past, it was, hey, who in the room can fix this for me? So you basically had to admit that you messed up. With AI now, you don't have, no one knows but, the AI. And you can look things up real real quick, which is a time saver. But you have to, still with AI, it's not that smart. You still have to know how to ask the question to get the right answer.
Well, here's the other thing. We were talking, I started off, and that was from me off the top of my head before we dove into some of this Google and AI stuff. But it simply says, never throw away overcooked tough meat. Slice it thinly and submerge it in a warm, rich gravy to improve texture and flavor. So really, when it comes to meat, if you've overcooked it, you don't need to throw. See, I grew up in an era where everything was well done. Now it's all medium well, okay? Very few people, I still like things well done. A lot of people don't. But you don't have to ever throw meat that's overcooked away. And you could do the same with poultry
you don't have to
as
throw
well.
it away. Yeah, a thin slice, and you're doing it across the grain, so you get, it'll accept any marinades into it, and, a quick stir fry of it just to heat it right back up, and you're good to go. I wouldn't recommend microwaves just because once it's overcooked, you do that microwave, and now you got jerky. So if you want to make beef jerky, or a jerky, yeah, that'd be the way to do it. Put it in the microwave. But just a quick thing on the stovetop or something like that, a lot of times it will save it, because you think about it, if you have, a real thin sliced beef and you go to use it for a stir fry or, just frying up with some peppers and onions, it cooks so fast that it's already well done in a minute, so you're used to having it that way. And you add the flavoring into it, you're not going to tell much the difference. Now, if you had it had burnt on it, cut that part off. And there might be some you have to trim off just because it's just not edible. But, the hardest part at that point is, cutting it thin. You got to have a nice sharp knife. I know I always have it. We have a knife. I have a knife sharpener at home and I have a steel at home. So the steel is for slight. It's not really sharpening. It's getting the burrs off the blade, and it keeps it nice and sharp. That's the trick to it. When I learned to cut meat, get the burrs off the knife. That's from hitting. It just gets little bends in that blade. And then of course I have a sharpener. It's just a wheel sharpener. There's 2 sharpening stones in there. The key to that is always when you sharpen the stones, always make sure that the blade is cleaned. So always clean it first and always dry it first. Make sure it's dry, whether you air dry or you dry it with a rag. Make sure it's good and dry, because you don't want to get any grease or water into that stone or it don't work anymore. You ruin it. You might as well throw it away and get new stones.
I think we kind of hit on something. We were talking about a holiday dinner and Thanksgiving. And I have been involved in relationships where, it was that responsibility of that significant other. That was their first opportunity to make an entree or to make a dessert, appetizer, or make the whole meal. And you have people coming over and you want to impress and you're worried about your peers. I can't imagine that responsibility for the first time, making the entire Thanksgiving dinner for your spouse, your spouse's family, your family. But I think sometimes, just like overcooking meat, we overthink things, because things that we think would be a mistake, most people wouldn't even realize that.
No, unless you're having, a food critic coming over or something like that, or someone that really knows, a chef or whatever, they would notice. Most people aren't going to notice. They'll notice some things with it, and some things, like if you overcook your turkey for Thanksgiving, for instance, cut the pieces a little bit thinner and just make more gravy. Make sure you have some packets on hand so you can make it up. Instead of using, so you're not using it, you don't have enough dressing, and just making sure this gravy is really good, and making sure they're using the gravy, because the gravy will soak into that meat and go back up. You could add a little bit of broth back into it, something like that.
I'm going to turn your mic off. Clear your throat. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff, just little tricks. That's the things you learn by making the mistakes, And if if it's your first time making a holiday meal, especially like a Thanksgiving dinner, don't take it all. Have people bring some of the sides in so that you can focus on the main event, on the turkey and maybe one other thing with it, and have them bring some of the sides so that you're not under that constant pressure of what am I going to do, to make sure it's right. Again, we have so many tools now. We have this show, of course, listen to. We have AI that ask it questions. We have, we talked about it before in Thanksgiving. We used to have them on, was the Butterball turkey talk line. So you can talk about anything that you messed up or
I
you're
used
in a
to love
pinch.
talking to them.
Yeah, and they're very knowledgeable because they go through training. They go through a couple months of training, and then when they're first coming on, and then refreshers every time, and they know that what to make what's good, what's not.
So when you pass, you get like 2 drumsticks or something when you finally become a Butterball Turkey Talk Line host. I mean, listen, I've had, actually, even before I met you and your father, when I was always working Thanksgiving, I'd have them on for multiple hours, and the phones were jammed. This is before Google and all that, and then the internet. The phone, and these people were like, "Hi, excuse me, if you don't mind, they were like highly regarded. They were like soothsayers. People love those people.
Well, they still are, because sometimes, and you've run into it where you ask a question to AI and it gives you 2 answers. They're both totally different. And because all it's really doing is searching through the internet and finding solutions and then weeding out what it thinks is right or wrong based on what you've told it what was right or wrong, if you ever give back the feedback. And so sometimes it's just not helpful. And then you do a search through the internet and you get, a couple thousand different ways. So sometimes just making that phone call, make it a lot easier on yourself than searching. It's just make the phone call to the Turkey hotline. Those kind of things. Or calling to a show like us to ask questions. And, I'll give you, based on my experience. Again, I've talked to my kids. I've learned myself. My dad and my mom had taught me as well. You don't really learn. The best way of learning is to make a mistake. That's the best way of learning. And sometimes, like even with my kids, it's hard to do, but you have to let them make the mistake or they're not going to learn. They think they know everything. So, when someone's doing, when your kids are doing that, they already know, yeah. They're not really listening to what you're saying and they're going to make the mistake. So let them make the mistake, and that's the best way to learn. A lot of these tips that they're giving today, they had to make those mistakes, and you heard that story because they made the mistake and then they had to figure out how to fix it. And there's more mistakes beyond that too, that, they knew how to get the answer, what would work based on many mistakes.
All right. By the way, did you see that at the PNC Park that we love, the greatest ballpark in America, they're going to have chip-chopped ham fries this year?
Well, they putting the ham on top of the fries?
Mm-hmm.
That might be pretty good.
Listen, you can't go wrong with Isley's chip-chopped ham.
No, it's got so much flavor in that ham right off the bat, and then whatever else you add to it. But it brings back memories when you make up some ham barbecue, being a kid. Yeah, for me, it's Sunday nights because we would make, that was one of the things. We make ricotta buns sometimes, but we'd make Isley's chip-chopped ham. My aunts and uncles would come over just for the evening. We'd make some ham barbecues, and it was delicious, easy to make. Everyone loved it. Everyone loved the leftovers too.
It's funny, but the house that I lived in, and you were there many years ago, no longer do I live there, but I grew up in that house because my cousins owned it, and they belonged to the country club. So this became a running gag for decades. So the wonderful cousin at the time, who was a few years younger than my parents, was her niece. That was my parents' niece, because my father came from a family of 9. His older sister had a son who was my dad's nephew, who was pretty close to the same age as my dad. So we spent a lot of time together. So one year at the country club, they got ham barbecues with relish. And I never had that in my entire life.
That's all we've ever done.
Right. So, in the aluminum foil. And I remember I didn't want my sisters getting their hands on it, so I went into this room and hid, okay? And as I matriculated and lived in this house and raised my kids, every time I was in that room, that little cupboard, I would think about holding that chip-chopped ham, that barbecue chip-chopped ham with that relish in it. There are so many things you can fix and rejuvenate and correct. But the one thing, and I want to talk to you about it on the other side of the break, if turkey can already be dry, is gravy the only way to bring it back to life? We got about a minute, so answer it now. Is turkey and gravy the only way to bring back something that is extremely dry back to life?
Oh no, you can soak it in a little bit of broth. You can also change its flavoring if you have like an Italian dressing is one of them, or vinaigrette. You can actually change the flavor of it and add a flavor into it. The good news is because it's dry, the moisture's gone, so it'll accept a lot of moisture back in. Where you can just marinate it real quick. You can go 15 minutes like that, do a quick reheat on it so you're not cooking that right back out of it. Broth is the best thing to use, but if you want to keep it the same, but changing the flavor, a marinade, a vinegar, like I said, a vinaigrette, a dressing, or something like that. Again, gravy does work, but there's a couple other options too.
All right, so recipe disasters and how do you fix them? One more segment, one more opportunity to be in the mix for that $25 gift certificate. Dr. Bridget Shufo coming up next hour. Can't wait. She'll be in the building shortly. Then it's Accurate Solutions, and then it's the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show on KDKA.
The NFL Draft is the biggest sporting event ever hosted by Pittsburgh. And who does the NFL commissioner want to talk to about it? The voice of Pittsburgh. KDKA Radio has the exclusive with Roger Goodell, Monday at 9:30, only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, the job works in your favor. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members buy more and save more on materials they rely on every day. Get up to 25% off select molding when you spend $1,000 or more, and up to 25% off Pergo Evercraft laminate flooring. Put Pro Savings Days to work for you. Members get more at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Doc Shufo, next hour. Right now, it's those recipe disasters and how you can fix them. A couple of things that I remember as a kid growing up. And again, this was before microwaves and air fryers and slow cookers. But certain things, you had to get out of the house in the summertime. And, it's funny, but in the summer, I remember actually eating breakfast at about 11 o'clock because you were up all night as a kid. So you get a big bowl of cereal or whatever, pancakes if you were lucky. And then you'd eat something at around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, but it was always a sandwich. It was always either bologna, it was either Isley's chipped ham. That's what you always did. But when your mom would start making dinner at about 2 o'clock, and especially if she had a cake in the oven, she wanted you out of the house because if you would jump up, I can hear it like yesterday. Stop jumping up and down. That cake's going to fall. That cake's going to drop. So how do you correct a cake? Because they always did. You add more icing, you get more of a batter, make an extra layer. While it's still moist, reshape it. But my mother would peek under that dish towel or pull it out of the oven, and if it dropped or sunk, she'd be so upset. But she always found a way to fix it.
It'll be more dense, but, the beauty of it is you poke some holes in it with a toothpick, and then you ice it that way, and some of that moisture comes back in. You can also brush it. So if you change the flavor of the cake, but you can brush it with like a ginger ale or something like that. You can brush a vanilla. You can put a little bit of vanilla. It adds a different flavor. The cake will accept the flavor into it. Ginger ale is more of a mild, but you can do a lemonade soda. You can do a Dr. Pepper. You can do just but lightly, put that on top. And the cake flavors gets into there. You can put a little bit of that taste inside the icing if you want, and it kind of recovers. It changes what it is from a cake. Now it's more like a dense spice cake or something like that, but it picks up a different flavor. When they fall, they're not overcooked. They're just more dense. The air came out. You don't have that fluffier thing. It does change. Like if it's a chocolate cake, it's going to taste that more fudgy. So play with it. You made a fudgier tasting, denser chocolate taste to it. Go with it. Use it. Go into a fudge or a chocolate icing. Of course, you probably already prepared the other icing at that point. But sometimes you can add something in. You can add some chocolate or cocoa into that to kind of change the flavor of the base icing and get it towards that. So there's things you can do. Or you can just change them into parfaits. You can cut the cake up, and then you can put a layer of icing, then some cake, layer of icing, then some cake. And maybe in between that, you might like icing, then cake, and then a little bit of cherries, and then some icing, and then cake, and then cherries, or mix and match between there. Some different canned fruit. You can do things like that. And again, usually when you're messing this stuff up, you have to go with what's on hand right now, So you have to go in the pantry and you have to have some of this. If you don't have, the things that could fix it, that's when you're really stuck. And then you take the cake, say, no, I didn't make cake today. I'll make one tomorrow. And that's when you play with it the next day because that you have time to do
But
that.
it's amazing all the things, like a can of Campbell's soup, a bottle of Heinz ketchup, all these things that can actually correct disasters. Like I never realized until somehow, some way, maybe at Coons one day, reading labels, doing videos, I don't know. But Heinz ketchup you can use to make a carrot cake.
Yeah, they actually put on their website. So if you go on the Heinz, onto the Heinz recipes section, and they'll have cake in there. They'll have different things that you wouldn't think of that they put in there. Sometimes when I see those kind of things, I'm like, I got to try this because I don't believe them.
Nobody does cakes better than our bakeries at Coons Market, but there's still something about grabbing that Betty Crocker or Duncan Hines and making a cake. I'm not kidding, Frank. Growing up every Sunday for sure, like today, we'd be going to church up on the hill at my grandmother's house by a little after 1. Full course meal, lots of snacks to begin, but we always had cake for dessert on Sundays. And everybody had the little cake box or dish, the serving dish with a lid in the kitchen. And you'd walk into somebody's house on a Wednesday at 5 o'clock, you want a piece of cake. Everybody made cake. I mean, I'm talking German chocolate, vanilla, devil food, angel food cake was a big cake growing up as a kid with some strawberries on top of it, maybe some Cool Whip. Everybody always had cake.
My mom never made cake.
Yeah, I know. I remember talking to your dad about it.
She would make a pineapple upside down, but that's it. And so, but she did make brownies. She made brownies, cookies, and banana breads, nut breads. Those kind of things she would make, but cake she just never made the cake because there's things she was making. I mean, we're very good. My mom cooked. We had dinner every night, which was 2-3 course meal. I mean, it was sit down meal, and it wasn't a couple cheeseburgers and some mac and cheese. I mean, it was. You have a plate of pasta or lasagna. I mean, this is better than any restaurant you would ever get at. My mom she would do fried chicken, but she did it on the stove right in the pan and just literally hand breaded, hand fried right on top of
that's hard work.
Cooktop, the pork chops and all that the same way. Potatoes. She didn't just take potatoes, boil, make mashed potatoes. My favorite, she would make a red wine. And so she'd take onion, saute that in the red wine, and then take the potatoes after cooking them, mix in the onions with that wine, a little bit of salt and pepper, and you had, I always called them purple potatoes because they were purple potatoes, those kind of things. This is what she did every single night. So if you said, now make me a cake, she'd punch you in the face, So our cakes were a bakery cakes, one of our dessert cakes. So we did have cake, but it was, one of our dessert cakes, or Pepperidge Farm. So Pepperidge Farm had the icebox cake.
They were good.
They've gotten a lot smaller now, but they were really good. And she would always get one of those too sometimes, or sometimes just getting a simple Sara Lee pound cake and taking that out, and she put put strawberries on it or apple. We always had apple butter with pound cake, and she would spread apple butter on each
pound
slice.
Cake. Remember pound cake?
Pound cake. So that was when it was a pound too. Now it's like 14 ounce, 12 ounce.
Man, I haven't heard that term in a long time. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to draw this week's winner. But again, we got about a minute before the break. Tell them about Easter. We've got everything waiting for you at Coons Market.
We do. Everything's coming on in. So we got all of our hams that we've booked and making sure we have enough for everybody. And bringing in some, we'll have our standing rib roasts available. We'll have all the different things for your fixings, whether you want to make mashed potatoes or eat different sides, or we have, we're going to have a good deal on the Bob Evans sides and mashed potatoes as well. We even have, a lot of people cook brunch for breakfast for Easter, and so we'll have the Bob Evans sausages in there. We'll have a couple bacons in there that you can enjoy. And of course, we all have eggs because we got to do the egg decoration, and we have all the pasta and the different flavors for the kids.
All right, let me get a break in here so we can come back and draw this week's winner of that $25 gift certificate on the Coons Cooking Hour, KDKA.
It's the biggest sporting event ever hosted by Pittsburgh. Hundreds of thousands will visit our great city. Millions will be watching worldwide. And NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is as excited as anyone that it's in Pittsburgh. The commissioner has unique ties to Pittsburgh, and Michael Bartley will have an exclusive interview with him about the upcoming draft and more. Live Monday morning at 9:30, only on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Tickets are on sale now for the upcoming season of the Pittsburgh Speakers Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, with Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, former NASA Administrator Charles Bolden, and acclaimed war photographer Lindsay Addario. For information and tickets, go to pittsburghspeakers.org. Sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Time to draw this week's winner of that $25 gift card from Coons Market, and the winner is...
This week's winner is Kathy from Delmont.
All right, Fabulous Fish Fry Fridays, our live broadcast on Facebook. We'll do another one this week. We're going to be in Hopewell, and that'll begin a little after 3. And then next week, to wrap up the Lenten season for Good Friday, April 3rd, we'll be at McKnight. We have a lot of fun doing these things. Come on out. Lots of people participate. We just hang out and enjoy some of that fabulous fish fry sandwiches that we've been promoting for years now, and no one does it better. Haddock fish. We've added walleye this year. We have mac and cheese, holushki, pierogies, and more. But if you're thinking Easter, our bakeries are second to none. Great selection of candy, all sorts of novelties, and yeah, we got incredible Mylar balloons, flowers, and more. And again, candy selection second to none. Right, Frank?
Oh, definitely. We have Sarah's in all stores, and then we have Rosalind in some stores. We have Betsy Ann in some stores. We have Anderson's in a few stores, depending on what neighborhood you're in, what the customer is looking for. Again, that's the beauty of Coons Market. We're going to adjust to the people that shop that are around that store. We're not some cookie cutter place. We adjust to what no rules for us. We can make our rules to fit Pittsburgh. So we have plenty of selection for Easter. My favorite, chocolate-covered pretzels. I can't pass up those chocolate-covered pretzels. It doesn't even matter what brand they're all.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Rosalind's good, Anderson's good, Sarah's good. They're all good. Chocolate-covered pretzels, one of my all-time favorites.
It's one of the best. I'd like to see that in my Easter basket this year. That'd be great.
I like to see the Easter Bunny again. He stopped coming about 20 years ago. I keep looking for him, though. All right, listen, thank you, and we'll do it again next week, okay?
Great. Have a great day.
All right, stay with us. Dr. Shufo is in the building, or at least I think so. I just got a text message from her, so we'll get her in here and up to the studio and get rolling. And then, of course, it's Accurate Solutions, then the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. We're far from done. It's your Pratt Pack today on KDK News at 9. Rob Taylor, seconds away. Stay with us.
The preceding program was paid for by Coons Quality Market.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 55 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. 4 teenagers have died in a car crash in Sewickley Township, Westmoreland County. The crash happened early Saturday morning around 3:30 on Durr Road, that's about a half-mile west of Stone Lane. Police say a single vehicle struck a tree, which was followed by a very intense fire. When first responders got to the scene, they discovered the 4 teens inside the car who were pronounced dead. 4 teens who died have not been publicly identified. State police right now are investigating the cause of the crash. State police are searching for a teen girl missing from Fayette County. She's 17-year-old Emily Solonic, last seen at the McDonald's where she works in South Union Township. She's 5'6", 140 pounds, hazel eyes, and black hair. She could be wearing a black jacket and jeans. Anyone with information on her whereabouts should call police. Well, a 19-year-old man is in custody this morning charged with criminal homicide in the death of a 20-year-old woman. Jaden Knight, according to police, shot Maya Parker inside an apartment on Singer Avenue Friday night around 8 o'clock. That's in McKees Rocks. Parker was taken to Allegheny General Hospital, where she died about an hour later. Police found Knight standing at a nearby bus stop in McKees Rocks, and Knight allegedly told police, quote, "I'm the one you're looking for. I did it," end quote. Knight has a preliminary hearing scheduled for April 8th. Well, an investigation underway after 2 mobile homes caught fire in Middlesex Township in Butler County Saturday afternoon. No injuries were reported. It's unclear if the mobile homes were occupied at the time of the fire. And in Oakland, Pittsburgh police, along with the University of Pittsburgh police, had to disperse a large crowd that was gathered on Semple Street on Saturday afternoon. Several thousand people were there. The crowd did not have a permit or permission to close the street. Crowd slowly dispersed and was cleared by about 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. No reports of any injuries or altercations. KDKA Radio News Time. It's almost 9:03. We have the AccuWeather forecast coming up.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found GoodRx. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's GoodRx, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And TaxSlayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention TaxSlayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
At a time when children are in crisis, the Kids Mental Health Foundation envisions a future where mental health is a vital part of growing up, and support starts with all of us. At home, at school, at practice, everywhere kids are.
If you're at school having a bad day, you just don't want to do anything.
I just get these thoughts like, do better. All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed?
He's just in tears in the huddle. Yeah, I was like, what's wrong? And he's just like, I'm just so frustrated, and I didn't know what to do.
None of my undergraduate studies talked about mental health.
Teachers need tons of help.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation is the leading organization promoting mental health for children in the U.S. and has free tools and information developed by experts.
Having those resources is the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
Check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow. Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Any early sun gives way to clouds today with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm late in the day and into the evening with a high of 79 near the record of 82. Then cloudy for tonight and sharply colder with a low of 36 before some sun returns during a cooler day tomorrow, the high 43 with some sun on Tuesday, high 51. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
All right, now this is the time right now before we get full-blown spring that you want to get started to spring into action to lose that weight. Look what it's done for me. Dr. Shufo's been down that path. I know people that she's helped lose 25, 50, 100 pounds and more. It's time for you to get your game on and get ready to enjoy this coming summer, feeling and being everything you can be. 1-800-900-THIN. She's here for the next hour. Lots of success stories. We have her for the next 2 weeks, as a matter of fact, so always excited to spend time with her. She's been doing it for over 40 years. Not a flash in the pan, not a fad, the real thing. PhD background, places like Duquesne University, places like Villanova, places like Duke. The resume speaks for itself. So without further ado, she's in the Metropolitan Window video screen right now, looking ravishing as ever. You can go to kdkradio.com and click on KDK Watch to actually watch and stream and listen to this show in its entirety. And, of course, on the Odyssey app, our YouTube channel, and the traditional way, KDKA 100.1 FM, AM 1020. So how do the words just come out the way they do, Bridget? Please explain that to me.
You're one in a million, Rob. You're one in a million.
Well, but listen, you've given me the confidence again since I lost this weight. Somebody said to me the other day, so how much longer are you going to wear these like suits? I said, forever. I said, because I was always like this until I let myself go, literally. But I like to dress up. I like to feel good.
You were always like that until you weren't, because you couldn't.
Right.
Right. Hey, everyone. All right. Spring is here. Spring is here. Spring is here. I've had a lot of clients come in the past week for refresh and renew, meaning that, you know, this was a tough winter. It got a little chilly. We stayed in. What do we do when we stay in? We don't go for the broccoli. We go for the comfort foods. We go for the pastas. We go for the pizzas. We go for the potatoes. We go for the noodles. And guess what? That can put weight on us because that converts into sugar. So this is a refresh and renew show. It's if you have a lot of weight to lose, those last 15 pounds, those new 15 pounds, those new 20 pounds, those 40 pounds that came on because for a year and a half, maybe you lost the weight and you just didn't maintain it the way you wanted to maintain it. Why? Because life gets in the way. Maybe you're a caregiver and somebody that you're caring for needs your attention. And so what do you do to take care of yourself? You go into the kitchen and you grab foods that aren't the best for us, but they're comforting you at the moment. So no criticism, no judgment, none of that. It's just a time for let's start again, a refresh and renew. To help you, the special of the day is buy one product, get the second one 20% off. Buy one, get the second product 20% off. Buy one, get the second products 20% off as far as supplements. As far as programs go, come on in. You know, there's no judgment. There's no opinion. There's no condemnation. I've been there. Rob's been there. We've all been there. We've all gained weight that we don't like. And we have a tough time losing it by ourselves. We say, whatever we say. I don't have the willpower. I like these foods too much. I like my wine too much. Oh, I'm a sweet eater. I love my sweets. Guys, we all do. We all do. I'm the first one to raise my hand. We all do. But there's tips and strategies that I can help you with. The supplements absolutely help you with all of that. And keep remembering the old saying, nothing changes if nothing changes. So imagine, okay, it's March 22nd today, all right? March 22nd. Where can you be on June 22nd, the day after the first day of summer? You can be amazing. We've got March to April, April to May, May to June. Give me 12 weeks. Give me 12 weeks and let's do miracles with you now. Let's do miracles. And people call and say, I feel so much better. They come in and say, look at these pants. And then they let go of them and they fall off because it's wonderful to have weight loss gone. This week was a week of A1Cs. That's the sugar level in your body that comes down and represents, can be indicative of diabetes. So many A1Cs were coming down this week. Doctors being happy, knee surgeons, hip surgeons, the orthopedic guys. So happy when their patients go back to them, they're 50, 60 pounds lighter. The bellies. I took a lot of bellies this week. Gone. I have a supplement called Belly Be Gone. Oh, doesn't that sound good? Belly Be Gone. Come on, guys. Let's really make this happen this week. We can. So this is what I want to do this week. I just want to help everybody get that winter weight off, get that weight that maybe you took off in the past, but it came back on. Maybe not quite all of it, but some of it came back on because you kind of got drug into the doldrums of winter, the doldrums of caregiving, the doldrums of just saying, oh, this won't hurt, this little bit won't hurt, and then it kept going. So come on, that's what I'm here for. And as I always say, so many people, our pride gets in the way, our egos get in the way, all of us, and we say, I shouldn't have to go to someone to help me lose weight. I know what to eat. We all know what to eat. We all know what to eat, then why don't we do it? Because we're human. We're human, that's why. So we have this thing called skin on our body, which makes us human. So you go to a specialist. I am that specialist that will get the weight off of you. I constantly say, if you have a tooth problem, why don't you take care of it? Because we don't know how. That's not our specialty. So we go to the specialist, the dentist. So if you have weight to lose and it's just not coming off and you blame yourself, I don't have the willpower, I like sweets, I like wine, I like my bread, all of that. No. That's where I come in, the specialist in weight loss. We do weight loss therapy. We give you supplements. I give you eating plans. You won't be thinking. You'll know exactly what to do. And poof, it's magic. The weight comes off.
All right, again, tell them we got second supplement, 20% off. What else do we have? Anything else today?
Just let's start. Nothing changes unless nothing changes. And I have a commercial out there right now that says, if you're going to take Vienna, darn it, take Vienna. So darn it, we're going to get this weight off of you once and for all. You'll enter the summer of 2026 fitting into shorts, fitting into a bathing suit, strutting the beach and saying, it's the first time in years I haven't felt bad in a bathing suit.
No more indigestion, no more being bloated.
Oh my gosh, right. I get so many people saying, I'm off my Protonics, I'm off my GERD medicine. This is wonderful. I can lay down and not feel bad. My doctor's happy with my A1Cs. Oh my God, my orthopedic surgeon said I can now have my knee replacement because I lost 60 pounds. Let's do it.
1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. We're just underway for the entire hour with Dr. Bridget Shufo. 1-800-900-THIN.
When you need to talk, we're here for you. Always have been. News Radio KDKA.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a Best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
A luxury vacation home where the only decision is pool time or beach time. Your own private indoor pool, a real movie theater, a kitchen big enough for everyone to cook together. Whether it's a deep water dock on the lake or a private path to the ocean, SWAC Vacation Rentals has the place where this summer's memories are made. And when you book direct, you skip the extra platform fees and you get the best price. Give yourself something better to look forward to this year. Let's be honest, you've earned it. Visit SWAC, SWACK vacations.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, so you get that second supplement 20% off. That's a big deal. And 1-800-900-THIN. And if you call today and you want to get in on this and be looking your best by the time we get to the official first day of summer, leave your first and last name and a working number that she can reach you during business hours. So you don't want to put it off because sometimes she pops in even on the weekend. So she's there for you. Plus you get the counseling, you get the hand holding. It's not like you take this and get a hold of me in 6 weeks. Doesn't work that way with Dr. Shufo. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. And somebody right now who's waking up with that indigestion saying I shouldn't have ate all that. We've all been there, done that, thinking how am I going to start when I just can't even think about an hour ahead, let alone 2 or 3 days ahead. Bottom line is you start, you'll be shocked what you can do between now and June 21st.
And who I'm getting a lot of people right now is people who have slipped. And we all slip. Oh. We all slip. I can't even talk enough about how there's no judgment in my office. There is no judgment. I've been there, and I struggle with what to eat as well as anyone. I love chocolate. I love noodles. I love all that. But, you know, there's tricks of the trade. And so that's what we will teach you, that you don't have to give it up for the rest of your life. Let's just watch it for the time that you're losing weight. And then you get to eat everything and anything your entire life again, but you're in control. The food is not in control of you. You're in control of the food. And that's what makes you keep it off forever and ever and ever. You've heard me say over and over and over again, that when you leave my program, after the weight loss, then after the maintenance part, and I stay with you up to 30 weeks for maintenance, and you're not taking supplements, you're eating and drinking everything on this planet, but you're in control of the food. The food is not in control of you, and that's the amazing, wonderful part. You're going to eat mindfully, deliberately, and on purpose. Mindfully, deliberately, and on purpose. But you can eat and drink anything and everything you want, but only in the right way. We used to say the word eat in moderation. I hate that word because what's moderate? What's moderate for Rob is not moderate for me. And I can eat certain foods that maybe Rob can't, and Rob can eat certain foods that I can't in abundance. So that's the difference. We learn your body, and that's up to me. That's not up to you. You're going to eat, drink, and be merry after maintenance or during maintenance. It's up to me to figure out how many slices of pizza can you have per week and not gain any weight. That's up to me, and you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at the food you can eat, but you'll learn your body. It's really, my program is really a college class on your particular body, because everybody has similarities and everybody has major differences. And you know what? I want to be I want to make everybody very, very informed today. We know by this time about the USDA food pyramid. Protein, 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 protein. But I'm scared to death about this food pyramid. Why? Because if you go down the grocery store aisles now, everything, those factories are not stupid. Those marketing people are brilliant.
Yes.
And they will say,
25%
well,
less
let's
sugar.
put in protein into Doritos. Let's put protein into pretzels. Let's put protein into ice cream. And so then we, as the consumer who may not be as informed, we say, oh, look at this ice cream. It's a protein ice cream. I can eat the whole thing and it's healthy for me. No, I'm dying right now. I'm dying. Tostitos, chips, pretzels, popcorn. Everything's now protein popcorn, protein pretzels, protein ice cream, protein Tostitos. Oh my gosh. Guys, be aware of that. Don't let the marketing people win. Don't let the marketing people win. My prediction is the obesity rate is now about 73% obesity and overweight. My prediction is because of this craziness with protein and everything that's not good for us in certain foods.
I knew you'd catch on.
The
to that.
obesity rate is going to go sky high now because of the marketing brilliance of these people.
It's kind of like low fat.
Back in the days. And so what they do to make low fat, they put in lots and lots of sugar.
See, that's why you can go buy what you want, moderation, stay on her thought process and plan. And something I learned from you today that I've never known in all those years. This is why it's worth the price, no matter what it is, depending on what you're going to do. You stay with these folks 30 weeks.
After they lose the weight. No, you don't have to come in every week, every other week,
I
and
never
every
knew that.
third week.
Where do I sign up?
I am there. I am there. If you want to come every week, you can come every week to make sure you maintain. For some people, I'm the security blanket, and that's fine. That's fine. You come in, you jump on this scale. We talk about how you've been, what foods are you gravitating to? How can we make a little bitty changes? And it's great. Oh, look at this, Rob. I've got someone on the line, and she will talk about. Her name's Sandy. She will talk. She's been with me for a while. And she will talk about exactly that, how, you do all of this, you follow the program, you lose the weight, but we all have slip-ups. So let's talk to Sandy.
Hi, good morning, Dr. Shufo.
How are you, Sand?
I'm doing great. I just saw you yesterday.
And tell your whole story, Sandy. Like, when did we come to know each other, come to know and love each other?
Probably a couple years ago, I was struggling with losing weight, and I know I made an appointment, and I came in the first time, and then I was afraid to do it, and then it was like another 6 months, and I put on more weight, and then I finally did it to join the program, and you were very patient with me. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to lose weight. I wanted to do something healthy. And you just showed me what to do. Your supplements are really healthy. And you have a lot of knowledge about things to do. And what was most helpful to me is that I could call you. I could come in at any time. And you'd always spend the time with me. And so I was able to lose the weight, but unfortunately, I did, like you said, got off track, and so I came back in, and so I'm back on the program again, and I'm expecting, to lose a couple more months and then be back on track again.
And you have something, I don't know the right words to say this, so I'm just going to say it. You're vegan. And
Yeah,
everybody thinks, oh, if you're vegan, you're always skinny and, you're healthy. But that has its negatives because what do vegans go for? Noodles, rice, potatoes, starches, right?
Mm-hmm. And although it is sort of healthy, it's really not because it puts the pounds on you. And it could be really quick. It could be in a matter of 2 or 3 days that you gain 3 or 4 pounds.
She's going to explain on the other side of the break how Dr. Shufo made it work, and it can work for you too. Tell them about the supplement opportunity.
Hang on, Sand, okay? The special is buy one supplement, get the second one 20% off 20 for the 22nd of March.
Nice. All right. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. Don't put it off. Make the call. Imagine where you can be as we have just said goodbye to the first day of spring. When we say hello to the first day of summer, it'll be a whole new you. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN.
With multiple locations throughout the region, relief from peripheral neuropathy has never been more accessible. Tri-State Neuropathy Center's team of chiropractic physicians have successfully helped over 15,000 patients regain their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State's effective treatment programs that utilize the most powerful technology available. No drugs, non-invasive, painless, and FDA approved. Dr. Sean Ritchie of Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is hosting a free educational peripheral neuropathy seminar this month in Wexford on March 25th.
Join us for a free peripheral neuropathy seminar and learn how our most advanced treatment program that has helped thousands can help you.
Reservations are required and seating is limited, so reserve your spot today. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000 or go to marydanston.com. Attend this free seminar and learn how neuropathy sufferers are getting relief. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Y108 presents Odyssey, The Night Before, powered by Bowser Chevrolet, starring Jason Aldean.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? I'm Jason Aldean.
With special guests John Morgan and Shane Prophet. Wednesday, April 22nd, inside the Event Center at Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh.
So we have a little bit of fun. Y'all ready?
You can't buy a ticket to this show. You can only win your way in. Full details at y108.com. Presented by Miller Lite and brought to you by your local AAA travel office, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, Ross Park Mall, and Broken Bow Records.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 55 degrees in Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. 4 teenagers died in a car crash on Saturday morning in Sewickley Township in Westmoreland County. Happened around 3:30 Saturday morning on Durr Road, about a half mile west of Stone Lane. Investigators say a single vehicle that they were in struck a tree and then was engulfed by flames. They were pronounced dead at the scene. 4 teens who died have not been publicly identified. State police investigating the cause of the crash. One person is in custody this morning after allegedly firing shots outside of a car window in Indiana, PA. Police say the shots were fired around 8th and School Street Saturday night around 10 p.m. No one was injured by the gunfire. This weekend's the unsanctioned IU Paddy's weekend, prompting a larger police presence on the IUP campus as well. KDKA Radio News Time is 9:31. Next update's at 10. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
Been 30 time, would have been 30, no, would have been 30, being 30, been 29. If that'll help, been 29,000.
Get ready to bid on the equipment you need in the Ritchie Brothers Northeast Regional event on March 25th and 26th. Inventory is housed at locations in Pittsburgh, Northeast Maryland, and North Franklin, Connecticut with in-person inspections available. Bid on a wide selection of construction and transportation equipment. Don't miss this great opportunity. Visit rbauction.com/Pittsburgh to sign up. Again, that's rbauction.com/Pittsburgh.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Any early sun fades behind clouds today with a couple of showers and a heavy late-day evening thunderstorm with a high of 79, near the record of 82, but it turns much colder tonight with a low of 36 before some sun returns later tomorrow. It's a cooler day with a high of 43, with sun at times Tuesday, high 51. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. First, last name, working number. She will get back to you as we get back to Sandy and Dr. Bridget Shufo.
All right, San. What else would you like to say about your time at the Dr. Shufo Weight Loss and Wellness?
Well, I've learned to be accountable. It really helps me the best when I go in every week, because knowing that I'm going to see you and we go over what we ate and what we shouldn't have ate, I don't want to have to say I ate a bag of chips. I had dip. I had everything
Pretzels?
that was on the program.
Pretzels?
So if I see you every week, even if it's only, could be a shorter visit, it really helps me. And it also helps that you have healthy supplements, because before I started seeing you, I've always been, into nutrition and wellness. And I would see Dr. Weiner, who unfortunately he's no longer with us, but he did have a really good grasp of health and wellness. And in coming to your office, you also have that knowledge too. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. And for everybody that, has gone to Jim Weiner's, they closed as of Friday, just 2 days ago. So,
yes.
Their office has closed. So, if you need some supplements that possibly he has, I don't have all of the stuff that he had, because my primary purpose is weight loss and wellness. So, know that I'm available. Can you get supplements from me without joining the program? Absolutely, positively, yes. Can you? I'm going to repeat that. I can give you supplements without you joining the program. So know that. Many people do that. And people are with me for like 17 years, and they come in every now and then and pick up protein powder. They pick up, things for inflammation. They pick up things for anxiety. They pick up things just to give their body a boost. There's a product I've had for years called Super Strength Immune Booster, which really boosts the immune system to keep us away from the flu and, all the stuff that was out there, particularly during the winter this year. But it gives you a good boost as the winter changes into spring. So many people get sick, especially those with lung conditions during the change of season. So know I have a lot of the supplements similar to what Jim Weiner had back in the day, since they're no longer they no longer have the building on as of Friday, right? Right, Sandy? You told me all this.
Right. And to tell you the truth, after he passed, a lot of that knowledge went with him. But so that's why I was glad to find someone who has a good background in nutrition as well as weight loss.
Okay. Well, I won't ever say anything bad about anybody's program or anybody's.
I work with him. He was a great guy.
Place, but and my friend Joe Messino,
the best.
You know, he's worked with me for a long time, so I've nothing bad to say about anybody. It's just that if they're not there, they're not there. Can it be mail order? Yeah, but nothing like coming in and looking into the whites of somebody's eyes. Yeah. So, Stan, I have a question for you. You said you came to me, and I don't quite remember this far back, but you came to me and we talked, and you said, okay. And you said, let me think about it. What made you hesitate? And what made you come back?
Well, I just thought initially I didn't want to, it is an expense, with any program.
Sure.
And I didn't know if I would be successful, and I thought I could do it on my own using like an online program, but that didn't work because I maybe stuck with it for a couple days and then went back to the chips and pretzels, and then by the time I saw you, I had gained more weight to lose. So I got to the point where I was really frustrated and thought that this is it. So that's why I came back.
Okay. So Sand. So speak to anybody out there who says, oh, things are pricey. I have to watch my budget. Think of anybody out there that's saying, you know what? I know what to do. I just have to do it. And darn it, I'm going to do it this time around. And think of anybody who's saying, oh, I'll just start cutting back on some things, and this way I'll lose the weight. Because somehow those are things we say to ourselves in the beginning. Am I right or accurate on that one?
Oh, yeah. That's why it took me so long to finally make a commitment to you. Yeah. And then, you read all these health things that being overweight can cause heart problems, can cause cancer, can just, like you said, the inflammation. So that really scared me. So, and it is expensive, but you always work with the person, to come up with a formulation of what will work. So to me, it's well worth the money I spend.
Okay. So one last, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Push products. So no. I appreciate that. You do what is best for each patient. So that's all I have to say.
I really do my best to work within everybody's budget, because that's the whole key to being successful. My job is not to cause stress. My job is to get the stress down. So when the stress goes down, the sugar levels go down in the body because the cortisol levels go down. So I'm not here to cause stress. I'm here to help you do what you need to do for your particular being. So any last words of wisdom for anybody listening who's a person somewhat like Sandy?
I would say just do it. Just what does it hurt to go in for the consultation and hear about the program?
And the consultation is complimentary. It takes about an hour. And I tell you about the program after you tell me about you. I tell you exactly which one I'd recommend. And then you decide if it's a great fit. Right, Sand?
Right. So, and the right combination of foods for me. Like, I really didn't know that eating all the vegetarian things were bad for me, But you say you can have some once you lose your weight. You just have to do it in reasonable amounts.
For your particular body, exactly. Mm-hmm. All right, Sam. Well, on we go. And like you just said, just do it.
All right, take care.
Thanks,
have a good
Dan.
day.
You too.
All right, we're ready for the next success story. Let's say hi to Linda. Hi, Linda. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Hi, Lynn.
Great,
How are you?
great. Hi, Dr. Shufo.
Okay, let's hear your story. out in the South Hills.
My story's going to be a little shorter, but
wait, I don't know if it's going to be shorter because how long have we known each other?
Well, for 3 years.
Okay.
And, I kind of got off track in the fall, and it continued.
Wait, start from the beginning, Lynn. When we met 3 years ago, you came in. Like, start there.
Okay.
And I remember. Okay.
Yes. And I decided to go through the program, and I didn't have much weight to lose, but for me it was a good bit because I'm smaller.
So how much weight did you want to lose?
I think it was 19 pounds, if I remember.
Okay.
And I went through the program with the supplements, and I think for me one of the most important parts of it was your coaching, because you're just so positive and energetic. I always walked out of there feeling much better than when I walked in, and that's due to you and your personality. So the program was successful, and after that, I remember when I was leaving on my last visit, and I inquired as to what would happen if you needed to come back. Would you just start over, or how that would work? And you explained to me that you did have a program where you could reinvest or get another maybe membership for a year at a time. And that was very beneficial, because I knew then if I signed up for that, I would always have a safety net. And I used it a couple of times. So this fall, I kind of got off track with sugar, which was awful. And I thought I could get myself straightened out, but I didn't. By the time I got to February, I called you and said, I need to come and see you. So we've had 3 or 4 meetings, and I've lost the 5 pounds that I put on. I feel much better. I've got my sugar addiction that started in the fall off my plate, and things just happen. You have good intentions, and you end up on a detour. So you were able to straighten that out for me, and I'm very appreciative.
And the words right behind my head in my office, I said, pick your poison, right? And I point to that all the time. We can eat everything and anything, but not all at the same time.
Well, I think my particular issue really was just processed sugar. And I've never done that before in my life, and I don't know whether it was stress, could have been. But it was not good. And diabetes runs in my family and my mother's side. And I could see my A1C get up to over 6, like to 6.1. And that was concerning. And I knew it was because of the sugar that I was eating.
Yeah, and you're a caregiver. And because of it, there's so many people out there who are caregivers. When you're a caregiver, your stress goes sky high.
We're going to talk more with Lynn on the other side. But, we talk about all the time losing weight. You just want to look better. But you see it every day, and you've got the clinical degree to prove it. A lot of this stuff is life and death.
Absolutely. I have people that want to come in and lose 5 pounds. I have people that come in and need to lose 300 pounds.
Oh.
So believe me, everybody, it's like in, the Catholic faith, go to confession. They've heard it all. I've heard it all. There is no judgment. I can be as weak and as strong as anybody out there. So we're all human. We all have commonalities together. My job is to do what you want me to do, and that is to get the weight off and to get you to keep the weight off forever and ever by eating anything and everything, but for your particular body.
And tell them what they get for that second supplement.
One supplement, get the second one's 20% off. Refresh, renew, let's get you down. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
1-800-900-THIN. We'll be back.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
For 50 years, Center for Victims has stood beside more than 1 million crime victims, providing supportive services and 24/7 crisis response across our community. Join them April 9th for their 50th anniversary gala, Lighting Candles in the Darkness, an inspiring evening of hope, healing, and resilience.
Get ready for Pour at the Park at South Park, a fundraiser for the Allegheny County Parks Foundation on Saturday, May 16th in South Park. Enjoy beer, cider, and spirit tastings, delicious food trucks, live entertainment by Z-Town Street Band, and fabulous raffle baskets. Plus, bring your family. Your kids will love the discovery activities with Coach Dave. It's the weekly program that keeps you current with the latest travel trends and vacation values. Listen to AAA's Talking Travel every Saturday morning at 11 on KDKA Radio.
Details at KDKA-radio.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats. Looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is your job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Look, the thing about Dr. Shufos, we return with her, and she's with us next Sunday as well, which will be the 28th of March, the 29th of March, next Sunday, is the fact that she can actually make you start to lose weight. 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds within a matter of weeks. So you're going to get the instant gratification. The clothes get a little bit looser. You look in the mirror, the face doesn't seem as full. So with what she does and how she goes about it, you're not going to have to wait forever for the prepackaged foods and the exercise and all the other things to take place. She will get you feeling better right away. And that's why now more than ever, as spring has begun and that first day of summer is looming, June 21st, only imagine the possibilities because they can become a reality. But first, you have to make the call. 1-800-900-THIN. Do it today. Leave your first and last name and a working number, and she will be back in touch ASAP.
And you know what? I have never had anyone say to me, I'm really sorry I did this. I've said this before. What people say to me is, I regret not doing this sooner. Why did I keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, thinking I could do this myself, thinking that money was an issue, thinking that I don't want to give something up? I wish I would have done this sooner. Why? It was worth the investment. It was worth my health condition getting better, improving, my movement being better, my blood work being better, my surgeries able to be done because the doctors said, okay, you're at a decent weight under anesthesia that now I can do the surgery on you. And the biggie, like I constantly are saying, is orthopedic surgeries, hip replacements, big knee replacements. And docs don't want to do that surgery unless it's back again. So, so let's make this happen. There's no time like the present. Quit putting it off. And I don't mean to be demanding like that, but what I'm trying to say is if you could envision yourself, 10, 40, 100 pounds smaller, envision right this second, why can't we make that happen? Why can't we make that happen? That's my job, is to make that happen for you. That's it. And let's close the show with more encouraging words from Linda.
Hey, Linda, good to have you back. Go ahead. Let's pick up where you left off. Go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, my last blood work was done a week ago. We were talking about blood work and A1C, and it's down to 5.6.
Woohoo!
So that's good.
That's great.
Yeah, it is.
Who wants to have diabetes? Who wants to have arthritis? Who wants to have heart disease? Who wants to have lung disease? And now you know that it's proven over and over again. Dementia has to do with what the sugars in our bodies. So many cancers have to do with the sugars in our body. And all of these, I'm not saying we eliminate that, but we certainly can decrease these things by what goes in our body over and over. Who doesn't want to feel good? And who doesn't want to look good? Because when you look good, your self-esteem goes up. And when your self-esteem goes up, your self-worth goes up. Your self-value goes up. You hold your head higher. You walk differently. You enter a room differently. I mean, am I right, Lynn?
Yes, you are very right. And I think that you're great at being able to help people through the psychological components of all of this. And as I said, when I leave there, I feel much more positive and energized, and that's from you.
Well, we're,
thank you.
as I say, we're always a team. You know, you commit, I commit, and we just move forward and we take Vienna, right?
Right. And I do think it's nice that you do have a way to extend your program. I think that's very important that people realize that.
And I call it extended maintenance. And you join for a year, and you can come in as many times as you want, and poof, you get the weight off, you feel better, and no slip-ups. I'm the security blanket, right?
Absolutely.
All right, Lynn. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
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 All right, couple of minutes, all yours.
So that's the key. You know, again, for the 50th time, nothing changes if nothing changes. We need to go to a specialist to get our issues taken care of. That's where I come in with weight loss and wellness. So if you have that 10 pounds to lose, that 500 pounds to lose, whatever you have to lose, please make a decision within yourself and say to yourself, okay, I am not entering 2026 spring without making positive changes in my life. What do you want to see happen? Okay, write it down. I want to feel better. I feel sluggish. I feel tired. I'm always fatigued. I just don't seem to have the energy that I used to. It must be because I'm old. Trust me. Old is one thing, but old, tired, sluggish, fatigued is another thing. Okay, so don't go there. I'm not a spring chicken, and I've got lots of energy, and so can you. So can you. So many people, like Linda was saying, so many people call what I do weight loss therapy. Not weight loss program, but weight loss therapy, because I do. We get into your heads because the head controls what the body does. So we get into, okay, what made you go after those chips? Where were you when you had that ice cream? What were you thinking? And then you might say, hey, we were all going out with the grandkids. It was a beautiful day. I'll say, that's fine, but let's talk about different options when you go to Brewster's or Handel's or any of the ice cream places. So you don't have to give things up completely. I'll help you with strategies of how to make them better choices. So let's make these things happen. Please, I'm begging you now, because both of these women, I love it. They both came in. Sandy came in, left, and in 6 months came back again because she couldn't do it on her own. Linda, actually, I remember this, left and said, okay, I'll go home and think about it. She got to the waiting room and her husband said, what's going on? And she said, I'm going to think about it. And then her husband and I started talking. And then he said, go back in there and do it. Go back in there and do it. This program sounds like a good program. He said, let's do it. So she came back into my private office and she started that. I remember that with your husband. And then, so come on, what's there to lose except feeling yucky, feeling tired, feeling not the best way you can possibly feel? And we can make great things happen. Imagine yourself again walking into a room, your head held high. Imagine going to 4th of July picnic and everyone saying, wow, you look great. And you have shorts on. And you just feel good. All right? We can, and every one of us slip. So don't ever be embarrassed about that. There is no shame. Two things you're not allowed to have in my office. It's shame and guilt. You're not allowed to have either of those. We throw those out the window the first minute. So let's do what we got to do. And the special to help you today is buy one supplement, get the second one 20% off. Buy one supplement, get the second one 20% off. And the supplements help with weight loss and wellness.
And she can help you with what's going on between your ears to put a smile on your face and take your best step every single day in the right direction. And by the time June 21st rolls around, somebody's going to simply say, you look incredible, but you're going to feel even better. She can do it for you. She's done it for me. She's been doing it for decades. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN.
The proceeding was paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
It's the biggest sporting event ever hosted by Pittsburgh. Hundreds of thousands will visit our great city. Millions will be watching worldwide. And NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is as excited as anyone that it's in Pittsburgh. The commissioner has unique ties to Pittsburgh, and Michael Bartley will have an exclusive interview with him about the upcoming draft and more. Live Monday morning at 9:30, only on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real U.S.-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. We are Blood Cancer United. We do the most for more people with blood cancer. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 56 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 10 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. 4 teenagers have died after the car that they were in struck a tree, which was then engulfed by flames. This happened in Sewickley Township in Westmoreland County around 3:30 Saturday morning. When first responders got to the scene, the 4 teens inside the car were pronounced dead. They have not been publicly identified. State police are investigating the cause of this crash. Once again, this crash occurred on Durr Road in Sewickley Township near Stone Lane. One person is in custody this morning after allegedly firing shots outside of a car in Indiana, PA. Police say the shots were fired from around 8th and School Street Saturday night around 10 o'clock. No one was injured by the gunfire. This weekend is the unsanctioned IU Patties weekend, which prompts a larger police presence on the IUP campus. A 19-year-old man is in custody charged with criminal homicide in the death of a 20-year-old woman.
Jaden Knight, according to police, shot Maya Parker inside an apartment on Singer Avenue in McKees Rocks Friday night around 8 o'clock. Parker was taken to Allegheny General Hospital, where she died about an hour later. Police found Knight standing at a nearby bus stop in McKees Rocks, and Knight allegedly told police, quote, "I'm the one you're looking for. I did it," end quote. Knight has a preliminary hearing scheduled for April 8th. Well, former FBI Director Robert Mueller, who also served as special counsel for the Justice Department, has died. Here's CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides with a look back on his life.
Mueller served as FBI Director from 2001 to 2013. In 2017, the Justice Department appointed him special counsel to investigate potential coordination between Russia and the Trump team during the 2016 presidential election. The nearly 2-year investigation resulted in 7 guilty pleas and charges against 34 individuals and 3 separate companies, but it did not find that the Trump campaign or anyone associated with it conspired or coordinated with Russia to influence the 2016 election. Christian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach.
Mueller was 81 years old. State police are searching for a teen girl missing from Fayette County. She's 17-year-old Emily Solonic, last seen at the McDonald's where she works in South Union Township. She's 5'6", 140 pounds, with hazel eyes and black hair. She could be